There we go. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am Sacrabalic, your envoy of hope, and welcome back to Dialogue Tree. It has been approximately 2 months since I've streamed, and I can estimate that because the last thing on my Twitch was also Dialogue Tree. So apparently, where have I fucking been? Not fucking here. Alright, so tonight we gotta get some booze. Now, I was thinking of just doing a classic cocktail, but I ended up picking up some Mike's Harder Lemonade. It's called Mike's Harder. So we have Mike's Harder Strawberry. I don't know if this is lemonade or if this is just some sort of strawberry beverage. And let's see what else we got. We got Mike's Harder Black Cherry. These are, of course, reversed in your view because it lets me point easier. We've got Mike's Harder Green Apple. That one doesn't show up well on the green screen. And we've got Mike's Harder Lemonade. Mike's Harder Lemonade. So these are all 8% alcohol by volume. Mike's is hard. So is prison. Don't drink until you're 21. Yeah, I don't think they're going to throw anyone in prison for not drinking until you're 21. Fucking spoilers. They're probably not going to. Okay, but you know what? It's a fair warning. It's only on the lemonade. It's only on the lemonade. No. Wait, it's not on the strawberry. It is on the black cherry. It is on the green apple. It's not on the strawberry. So the question is, now they're all 8%. There's 4 of them. I'm not going to drink these all tonight. All right? Can I adjust this ever so slightly, but not so slightly enough that you see my fucking ceiling? Good enough. So I guess the question is, of the strawberry, black cherry, green apple, and lemonade, which one are we going to crack open? I feel like, symbolically, we have to crack open the lemonade. But really, I want the strawberry, right? So here's what we'll do. We're going to crack the lemonade now. We'll crack the strawberry later. Right? That tracks? I think that tracks. I think that makes sense. Let's crack this bitch. Boom. Alright, let's go. I'm sniffing it like I can fucking tell. That's not good. That's like not actually good at all. Is that some sort of malt beverage? What is this? Crafted to remove gluten. Product fermented from grains that contain gluten and crafted to remove gluten. The gluten content cannot be verified. This product may contain gluten. This just tastes like a beer. It's like a Sprite fucked a beer? Is what I would describe that as? It's like a Sprite fucked a beer. Excuse me. Alright, well. That's where we're fucking at. Okay, so now that we're drinking that, where have I been? That's the $1 million question. Well, working, honestly. I mentioned last podcast I've been pretty busy at work, and I'm still pretty busy at work. Really nothing has changed from the last time. I will say I'm adjusting to the new job better than I was before. So there is that. So I'm less miserable, I guess. But basically, I've just been working, been too busy. What I think I might start doing, as far as streaming goes, is we all know that I want to not do it. But I do feel obligated to at least finish Favorite Search. So what I might end up doing, what I'm thinking about doing, is I'll do like one day a week, if I can get the time, and we'll just go really hard, right? We'll just do like a bunch of hours of stream, and then maybe we'll do that like once a week. So I'm actually thinking about maybe streaming a good amount of KOTOR 2 tomorrow. We'll see if anything comes to fruition for that, but that's actually currently the idea. There we go. Um, but yeah, so that's what's going on with that. Yeah, no real stream updates. Content updates, though, I will say, as far as the anime channel goes, I am. We've started releasing the Monogatari reviews. So mentioned that I was planning to do that way back in the Kingdom Hearts days. I don't even remember which Kingdom Hearts was. Was it 3? No, it would have been Birth by Sleep? It was either Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance. I brought this up. I think it was Dream Drop Distance. Is I mentioned the idea of doing Monogatari, and that's what is finally happening. We finally got into Monogatari. They are going up. In order to buy some time for more of the editing, excuse me, the original issue I had with uploading Monogatari is one, yo, maid, how are you doing? What's going on? We're drinking Mike's Harder Lemonade. But yeah, for the main stopping point of Monogatari was the idea that I was going to watch it in chronological order. By the way, how have you been? Is we were going to watch it in chronological order, and the problem with watching Monogatari in chronological order is it like really front loads some shit, and it made it really awkward. Like Monogatari second season is huge part of the timeline. And then it's followed up with Hana Monogatari, which for the longest time was the literal end of the timeline. And that's like right towards the start. So the idea is basically to split the Monogatari reviews up by what was known as like seasons in the novel, and then put those out by months. So all goes well, next Sunday you should be getting Monogatari second season. I finished watching the whole series. So it's more about like the editing, but the idea of reviewing arc by arc, because that's how I was watching it, it means that like Monogatari second season, that review is going to be fucking massive. I haven't edited it yet, which is kind of a problem considering, again, it's supposed to come out next Sunday, so I have like a week to edit such like a massive video, although Hana's not going to take me very long. And so yeah, that's what's going on as far as favorite search goes in the anime channel. But still on the anime channel, I have started I was convinced to start to try watching Garden of Sinners again. Brother asked you to rank the Life is Strange games, and in the end we read the synopsis of the new game, which I had no interest in playing. Needless to say, I now want to play this, since that is one of the most insane things I've ever read. The one where they bring Max back, and she, like, jumps through time randomly, like, across timelines, and it's like a dual time crime thing. I saw a review of that, and that game looks kind of bad. Although I will say, what was it? Strange Colors or something? What was it? True Colors? True Colors actually looks pretty good. So, it's fucking weird. I have all of them except for Double Exposure. Except for the, like, Max's Back one. I did buy them all on Steam. Even Season 2, which no one talks about. So, no one ever brings up Season 2, but I do have Season 2 also. But yeah, so I was convinced, it does look bad, but I still want to play it because it sounds like weird bullshit. Yeah, I don't know how much you know about it. I probably shouldn't, like, spoil the ending or anything from what I've seen, but yeah, it looks not good. But yeah, so I mentioned this. The first video is already out on Wednesday. The next video is going to be out next Wednesday. Is that people kept fucking... crazy enough, of all of the anime, you read the entire plot? Okay. So you know the Avengers ass ending then. But yeah, so the craziest thing, I mentioned this in the, like, foreword of the video, is of, like, all of the anime that I've reviewed, and I've shit on some, like, high-named anime, like original Dragon Ball, and fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, and I think Demon Slayer. Yeah, I'm confident I shit on Demon Slayer at one point. For whatever reason, the most controversial reviews I ever made were the fucking Garden of Sinners ones. So yeah, I have started rewatching Garden of Sinners, and I'm making new, updated, 7 years later Garden of Sinners reviews. And the first one's out already. There's a lot of it, again, the big stopgap for most of these anime videos is the time it takes me to fucking edit them. Because otherwise, because like if I could just instantly snap my fingers and my videos were edited, I would be able to produce content so much fucking faster. My brother called it "End of Life is Infamous Steins Gate." I don't fully. I maybe there's something there. I'm not sure. But anyway. So yeah, the Garden of Sinners reviews are starting to go out now. I know the first one hit Wednesday. The next one's going to hit another Wednesday. I think the first 2 Wednesdays we're not going to get reviews on Friday, which I've always viewed as like sort of secondary. And then we're going to start getting them on Fridays. Been working. Now you work in evenings, which I hate. I only like mornings. And you're watching Cat's Eye. I have heard of Cat's Eye. I actually generally prefer working in evenings, but that is because I am aggressively not a morning person. And I can watch that shit on movies and books I like. I was going to say that you might not see that, but I will say that I'm about halfway through the series right now, and woo boy. I think, statistically speaking, so far, and I'm still going in with an open mind, I have, like, movie 6 to go in next, which, everything I've seen, people call movie 6 the filler movie. So that's not a great sign. I know I gave it a 4 before, but, yeah, if anything, I think my opinions have gotten worse. Cat's Eye starts really strong, but Season 2 is much worse than Season 1. Gotcha. Yeah, a big thing about Garden of Sinners is the fucking editing, though. I had a lot to say about movie 3. Like, a lot. I had a lot to say about movie 3. I think the edited audio, because I have edited the audio for it, I think the edited audio of that video came out to like 16 minutes. Which makes it one of the longest single reviews I've done, although I'm confident that the fully edited Monogatari second season is going to be longer. But yeah, I had a lot to say about that one. I had a good amount to say about movie 1 also. Because they're coming out in chronological order, because I've decided to watch them in chronological order. So I had a lot to say about Overlooking View, but Jesus Christ, I had some things with fucking lingering sense of pain, so... So I'm not going to die. At least 50% of the way through the series, I think... Here's a little spoiler for videos that aren't out. I think the highest score I've given so far is 6. And it was Extra Chorus, which was about a cat. So, not enjoying that ride at all. But anyway, yeah, that's what's been going on with me. Just a lot of work. Just a lot of work going on. Pretty much what I've been doing. And in both the anime and the manga was rushed because the author wanted to move on and focus on City Hunter, and I was curious. I read the last 2 chapters, and yeah, it shows. Yeah, let's see, was Cat's Eye on my list of things to check out, or did I decide to skip it? Cat's Eye... It's on the plan to watch list. It is on the plan to watch list. So there you go. 73 episodes. Ugh. It ends on a literal soap opera cliche. Evil Twin. Oh, excuse me. Holy crap. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's see. What's going on? Excuse me. 2 months. Memory loss. Oh, oh yeah, other major update, I would say, Grandma Sack has successfully finished the 3rd Phoenix Wright game, and also the 1st Miles Edgeworth game? So everyone give a hand to Grandma Sack, who is having a blast with the Ace Attorney series. There's your Grandma Sack playing video games. Update, which everyone craves so much. Do we have anything else to do in the recap? Let's see. Talked about anime. Talked about streams. No, right? Probably not. Oh, actually, you know what? I am. Here's a little aside. Here's some personal stuff. I've been seeing some people with some cool shirts. And I was thinking that I need to, like, most of my shirts I've had for, like, so long, like, since middle school or some shit. So what I want to do is I want to get, like, a whole new wardrobe, and I want to replace all my t-shirts with shirts that show things I'm fans of as conversation starters. City Hunter you recommend, but City Hunter is long. Yeah, we all know I don't have time for long things, so I need it done with. I need it over with. 12 episodes. That's my goal. That's what I want. Every anime should be 12 episodes. No more, no less, and definitely not movies. Get the fuck out of here with movies. Movies are so much harder to watch. So the problem with a movie, right, is it's like an episode of anime, that's like 20 minutes, 23, 24 minutes, right? Everyone has 23, 24 minutes. But, if you have to watch a movie that's like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that you have to set aside to watch a movie, that's a longer amount of time, even if it's like spread out over, because like 12 episodes, you can watch those in bite-sized pieces, but with a movie, you need to set aside like 3 hours to sit the fuck down. To watch. You need to sit down for 3 hours. You need to find 3 hours to watch that amount of time. And that's harder. That's harder to find. They're really not. You're just weird. You could have responded. I'm not sure what sentence you responded to with that, but it's probably fine. It's probably accurate. Unless you're talking about my critique of movies being harder to watch, in which case I stand by that. It's harder to find 3 hours to sit down than it is 24 minutes. You can find an equivalent amount. What is 24 minutes? 24 minutes times 10. 10 episodes of anime, 240 minutes. Nope. 60, 120. Okay, so 120 and divided by 24 would be 5 episodes of anime? Yeah, okay. So you can find 5 individual blocks of time to watch a 24-minute episode of anime, but sitting down to find 2 hours of time to watch a full movie is a lot harder. That's my argument. The only 3 hours movies I can think of are Return of the King and Blue is the Warmest Color. I think Oppenheimer's 3 hours. Isn't it? And also, the Tomorrow's Joe movie was like 2.5-ish hours that we watched for Dartboard because everyone watched it. Anyway, so I want to change my whole wardrobe. I want to get a bunch of shirts with shit I like on it as conversation pieces where people are like, hey, I know that thing. You also know that thing. We're cool. So I want to just like, boop. So I've been asking people where they get their shirts, and apparently 90% of the time the answer is Amazon. So apparently I got to do fucking shirt shopping at some point, but I'm putting that on my itinerary. Other thing I'm looking at getting is I want to acquire a Switch 2, mostly because I want the hardware upgrade to my Switch. I don't even have like an OLED Switch. I have like the original Switch. So my Switch hardware is a little behind, and I like the backward compatibility of the Switch 2. I know a lot of people are like, oh, the Switch 2 sucks and Nintendo sucks. And the thing is, yes, but Nintendo's ever not sucked. And so I know like there's also a lot of complaints about like key cards. I can just not buy key cards is the thing. Like I don't want to support key cards, and I'm all about not supporting key cards, but I do like the hardware upgrade of the Switch 2, which I think will help run things like Pokemons and shit, which is going to be needed. Also, let's be real, like you can get on your high horse as much as you want, but the fact of the matter is, when a new fucking Zelda drops, right, or fucking Pokemon ZA drops, people are going to be fucking buying it. So, yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. With, like, fucking Trump tariffs going on, a lot of people, like, a lot of consoles are rising, admittedly unnecessarily, but if they think they can get away with it, they're going to. And the big theory is that Nintendo is trying to keep its prices low, specifically to keep the push going. So part of me wants to, like, because if you know you're going to get it anyway, let's be real. Part of me wants to like just get it now while it's $500 and not when it's $800, because you know Nintendo's going to push it to $800-900 the second they fucking get the shot at it. So I sort of want to hop on the train a bit early with the Switch too, because I know this is going to be a problem. I know it already. So, what shirt did you buy recently? That was bugging the shit out of me. All right, a band shirt. Any band I've ever heard of? Smashing Pumpkins. I could actually see that. There we go. But that's my guess. All right, I think we're good to move on. By the way, I want to say, this is doing fucking nothing. The Birthday Massacre. Oh shit! I have heard 2 of their songs that are pretty good. I know that band. I actually know that band. What's the fucking song I'm thinking of by the Birthday Massacre, which is about a girl who's getting molested by her teacher? Because that song bops. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Looking Glass, yes, Looking Glass. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard some. Birthday Massacre. Yeah, see, you didn't expect me to know them, because I also didn't expect. Yeah, I used to fucking bop that song when it came out a billion years ago. When was that? 17 years ago. Probably not when it came out then. There's no fucking way. Because what was 17 years ago? 2003? What is it? It's 2025 minus 17. Is... Fucking really? Look, I'm not doing math. I'm not drunk, but I'm also too lazy to subtract 17 from 2025. So someone better do it fucking for me. 2008? No. Probably not 2008 then. Well, 2008 was when it was on YouTube and I listened to it on YouTube. My guess is probably 2012, 2013 would be my assumption. That's my guess. Which would be 13 years ago. That sounds right. That sounds more accurate. I haven't heard that song in fucking forever, though. Anyway, are we ready to get on to the actual shit I did? Alright, so we're going to talk about the only game I beat. Excuse me. Coming off of Space Marine, I promised to play Space Marine 2 and said you would be getting a review for Space Marine 2, excuse me, this month. And so, here we go with Atelier Marie Remake, The Alchemist of Salzburg. Yeah, so I didn't play Space Marine 2. Yeah, I didn't play Space Marine 2 after all. Yeah, Atelier Marie is a remake of the first Atelier. Something I have played is a remake of the first Atelier game, which I also have for PS2, but I played the remake on Steam specifically. So, what did I think of it? It was good, honestly. It was a good game. It felt... How do I say this? It felt a bit limited in scope. And I understand this because it was the first one, because this is a remake of the first game. It was Saturn, not PS2. I am confident that there is a PS2 version of Atelier Marie. I am 100% confident. Yeah. Yeah, it's on PS2. Originally published for PlayStation, expanded version for Sega Saturn, an expanded PlayStation version, Atelier Marie Plus, was ported to Windows. A remake for the Dreamcast, and then a version bundled with its secret Atelier Marie. Dreamcast version is computer. Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah, the Dreamcast version had a computer virus on it. I found that out recently. And let's see. In response, the remake was bundled by Gust for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, let's see. There is, but was not in English. I never claimed I had it in English. So there is that. I think Mana Kamina was also on I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Mana Kamina or Kamina was released in English. I know there's a PSP version of it, but I'm pretty sure they localized Mana Kamina. Mana Kamina 2 Fall of Alchemy was released in North America, and I think so was the original, wasn't it? Yeah. It was published by NIS America. Yeah. So Mana Kamina and the Iris games were there for PS2. So. Anyway, yeah, so Atelier Marie, it feels a little short and shallow, if if makes sense. Now, apparently, this was originally a Saturn game that was then ported. Well, originally this was apparently a PlayStation game that was then ported to 1,000 other consoles. Didn't quite realize it had that extensive of a porting history. So it makes sense that like the first of the series, this is a little one. It did feel like. Because I ended up doing basically everything in this game. The scenes I didn't get were some of the endings, because I only got the one ending. I guess I only played it one time, and I got and some of the scenes where you buy shit from your like lowest liked party member. I didn't get all of those scenes, but I did every other scene in the entire game, and I missed like one rumor because I had 98% rumor completion. So I basically saw everything in the game outside of like some of the endings and some bullshit that probably, let's be real, didn't really matter. So I had a good grasp of everything in this game, and it did feel like a lot of this game I was just like sort of like waiting around for new resources to unlock, because a lot of it's like you have to read reference guides in order to get new alchemy recipes, and a lot of this game felt like I had everything all situated and I'd seen all of what I could, and then I was just waiting for new references so I could do more alchemies. So now, granted, I also was using a guide. A little bit. Although I will say the guide for this game fucking trash. Like, it gives you a good start and it tells you basics on how things work, but it's not like a day per day walkthrough. So a lot of it was like me trying to figure things out. But I did get a good solid amount of advice, and I kept monitoring my dates. So I will say, no, I don't think it being easy is like a bad thing, but I do wish there was like more content. Also, as far as character storylines go, a lot of the character storylines feel really anticlimactic. Like the like demon girl at the end, she's like, "Thanks for helping me get revenge. All right, bye." And then Scarlet, I think was her name. Was her name Scarlet? I think it was Scarlet. Yeah, Scarlet's like, "All right, well, bye," and then she fucks off. And then Reuven's like, "Well, it's been nice chilling with you, Marie. Okay, bye." Then he just fucks off. And it feels like and I will say, like, as far as like a realism standpoint, it does feel realistic, and that like you're not gonna see in real life, you're in a course of 5 years, you're not gonna see a person's entire character arc complete. But I will say, as far as a narrative video game, I'd have liked to. Right? I don't think we need to like be that hardline and realistic. I would have liked more conclusion to the character stories. A lot of them just seem to start and stop. The like one guy who you end up like helping reconcile with his brother, I'd have liked to see more of that. It feels like the game had more it could do. Like I would have loved like a more expanded version of this with like more complete scenes and more events to accomplish. Because it just feels like there isn't like enough in this. Now, granted, I did have a good time with the game because like I nearly completed all of it. It was a good fun time. I like Marie as a protagonist. I like that she's just like a little sassy. She's like a sassy little brat, but like not in like a mean way. Right? She's like a rare combination of sassy and nice. It's actually kind of interesting. So I did find her a likable enough character, but it just felt like the game could have used some more fleshing out. And this game is from like what, early 2000s, maybe late 90s, something like that. So it makes sense that it's a little loosey goosey and that the franchise developed from here. But yeah, it did feel like there could have been more to it, more fleshing out, just for the characters, for the events, for the things. I'm fine with the alchemy system. The time limit was actually generous. I was nervous about it. There was plenty of times where I thought I was going to have to do a second playthrough because I didn't think I would have enough time, and then I did like every event. In fact, I ended up in a scenario where I was aiming for the canon ending of the game, and then I accidentally overshot it. And I ended up finishing the entire guide. Like, I got the guide, like, pretty much 100%, and I qualified for the researcher ending. And I'm like, well, I don't want the researcher ending. I want the canon ending. So, excuse me. I ended up leveling, like, Shay up to, like, level 50, specifically so I could get the Legendary Duo ending, because the Legendary Duo ending can kind of link into the sequel to this game, Atelier Marie. So because I was like, it's good enough because with the duo ending, Marie leaves on a journey with Shay because they like go on a world tour, and so I think the implication is that Shay still has enough time to come back to Salberg and then get married to some fucking doofus. In time, and then Marie continues on her journey to enable the events of Atelier Marie. Like Rorona, Marie is a terrible alchemist, and you're given one last chance. Unlike Rorona, though, Marie isn't going to run out of town if she deals. I will say this, Marie can finish the Philosopher's Stone. So for like starting as the worst alchemist in the history of the Academy, she ends as the best alchemist in the history of the Academy. Like one of the scenes I had with like Ingrid and oh god, what is that motherfucker's name? The head of the Academy. It starts with a D. Drothus? Dornier. That's what I know him as. I know him as Dornier. Yeah, you see Ingrid and Dornier being like, yeah, no, she surpassed us. Because they literally specifically say that the purpose of the Academy was to create the Philosopher's Stone. And I made that in like year 3. So it goes from like Marie is the worst alchemist in the entire history of the Academy to Marie is the best alchemist in the entire history of the Academy. It's also worth noting that Marie takes out a dragon in this game. Like, you can take out a dragon in this game, which is, like, a big fucking deal, and, like, a demon lord. Like, Marie's, like... I don't know how Marie compares to the other Atelier protagonists, but I would not be surprised if you compared raw feats to what Marie can do. She might actually be the best alchemist in the series. And I would love that. I would absolutely love that. That'd be delightful. I mostly, my other experience with the Atelier games, outside of Marie and something we'll mention in a second, is mostly from Meruru, which is in the Arlen game. And those are like, I would say Meruru's game is so much like cozier and fwa-fwa compared to Marie. So, and I actually do like the differences. I like that the franchise has sort of evolved over time. So it's a good game. I wish there was more to it on almost every level. I do like the simplicity of the alchemy. I know a lot of later games make the alchemy significantly more complex, and I'm probably not a fan of that. I actually like the basic bitch ness of the alchemy of this thing. I like that it's like you have the item, you put the item in the box, and then you have a failure chance based on how dirty your house is. I don't actually know if how dirty your house is changes your failure chance in this. It does in Ellie. But how dirty your house is, and then like how fatigued you are. So, but anyway, yeah, good game. Iris from Atelier Iris is a literal god, so there's that. Yeah, but you don't play as Iris in that game, from what I understand. From what I saw is you don't play as Iris. You play as some guy. Atelier Iris, Eternal Mana. Yeah, you play as some dude named Klein Kiesling. I hear the Iris games aren't that good. I hear the Iris games are, if anything, like the misstep of the series. You don't. Those games are bad. I've heard that. I've heard that they're the worst games in the whole franchise. And I hear that the best game in the franchise is either Atelier Rorona, Atelier Yumiya, Atelier Ryza 2, or Atelier Violet. And I think that probably is depending on who it's coming from, but I will mention specifically that a lot of people who are saying Atelier Violet is the best one, is that Violet is in no way in English, has not been localized, there is no fan translation patch, and I have no way of playing this. But you didn't specify protagonist. What did I say? Oh, no, I said, alchemist? Oh, did I say that, did I say, imply that Marie was the best alchemist? That probably still holds up if Iris is a god. I think that's still accurate. In that case. Do you see Iris? Is she an actual alchemist? Oh, they're so fun. The reason they exist is they got pegged as that RPG for girls, and Iris's was his attempt at making boys games. Yeah. Yeah, I heard they were trying to, like... From what I've heard, the series was sort of floundering because it couldn't recapture what it did with the first entry. And so it was trying to, like, spread its wings, and it spread its wings in its absolute wrong direction. The Atelier franchise has gone through a long history of almost dying constantly. Apparently, if you click Iris on the Atelier wiki, it literally links back to the song Iris, and I cannot get it to go to the character. So that's not a great sign. Rorona is good. Be sure to play Rorona Plus. I'm going to play the one I own on Steam because I think I have every Atelier game on Steam except for Yumiya. Also they're making Ryza DX, which I'm not fond of, personally. As someone who's bought the Ryza games, I will buy them again, but fuck you. Don't make me buy them again. But hopefully, what I want is them to give me a fucking discount. Because I already own them, is what I want. Because I don't want to buy them again. But yeah, typical guys. But with the other ones, it made sense because they were like PS3 games and shit. You could still buy Ryza, I bet. I bet if I went to the PSN right now, I could buy Ryza. Let me make sure. I'm confident of this. I am confident. PlayStation Store, Atelier Ryza, and The Secret Hideout. Can I buy this game? Right the fuck. I can buy this game right the fuck now. Right the fuck now. With the other ones, it made sense because they weren't available. They were like PS3 games. You can buy Ryza. Ryza is an acquirable game. The Dusks had remasters that are only available on PS Vita or an expensive as fuck PS4 and Switch Limit prints. I didn't like Ryza. I believe I have the remakes of Dusk on Steam. What was one of the Dusk remakes? Was it Sophie? Sophia? Wasn't that one of the Dusk games? No, that's Mysterious. Fuck. What was one of the names for the Aisha? Aisha. I'm fucking going. Yeah. Steam, Aisha DX. Yes, and I have it, which means I have the DX version of Aisha. I have the DX version of every single Atelier game except for Ryza, which hasn't had its DX version yet. Dusk is Aisha, Esken, Logi, and Shali. Yes. Yeah, so I have them. I have all of the DX versions. This is, for a harder lemonade at 8% alcohol, this is fucking nothing. I feel like I'm drinking water. This is like a Sprite. Anyway, good game. Do wish it was more. Rorona has a DX version, but it's called Plus. I have it. I have that also. I have all the DX versions, because the DX versions are the ones that are on Steam. Oh, fun fact about Atelier Marie, though. You can play the original in this. You can, like, swap to the original. I didn't. I played the remake because I wanted the quality of life improvements, but you can play the original. So, that's pretty cool. Anyway, after this, I was actually going to go... I was going to redo it. But when I got the Legendary Duo ending... which, again, I considered close enough to the canon ending, which is why I went for it, because I know that the Legendary Duo ending has higher priority than the Researcher ending, but the Researcher ending has a higher priority than the canon ending. And I was aiming for canon, and I fucked up, so I went with Legendary Duo. I was like, well, I want more Atelier Marie, but there's no sense replaying it because I've already done it all. So I decided that I was going to go on, and I started playing Atelier Ellie. That's right, I did start playing Atelier Ellie. I made it about 2 years into Atelier Ellie, but you're not going to get an Atelier Ellie review right now, because I have not finished that game, because I got distracted because Silksong dropped. And so I swapped from playing Atelier Ellie to playing Silksong. Although Atelier Ellie was pretty good with is Ellie in English. There is a fan translation of Ellie. So I've been playing the fan translation. But, yeah, it's pretty good. It has similar problems to Marie, and they made the alchemy system a little more complicated than Marie, and I'm not a fan. I really, really do like the simple alchemy system in Marie. I like it's like, I've got an item, I've got a recipe, put them together. Ugh. So yeah, but yeah, Ellie's pretty good. But yeah, I got distracted by Silksong, and I haven't beaten Silksong yet either, because that game came out last Thursday or something, and I've been really busy with work and shit. So yeah, I would say that probably next podcast, next episode of this, you're probably getting a review of both Atelier Ellie and Silksong, because I would be shocked if I have not beaten both games by then. And I am going for the Legendary Alchemists of Salberg ending in that. So let's see if I land that one. But yeah, Ellie's a little more complicated than Marie. But I'm aiming for the Legendary Alchemists one, where Ellie and Marie end up teaming up together. So I think that could be pretty cool. And then Silksong, I don't know what ending I'm going for, because I don't know anything about the ending of Silksong. Nobody fucking spoils Silksong to me. I've been waiting 7 years for this game. Like, for realsies. I've been waiting fucking since the announcement. I have 2 games coming out this month. Not sure which I will play first, though. I know there was a good amount of games that got their release dates pushed because of Silksong. So, but yeah, next time I should be. Never even played Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight's really good. What I'll say about... Here, we can turn off Marie, because I think we're done with this. What I will say about Silksong is, and this is a bit controversial, I think with the amount of playtime I have in Silksong, I think in the equivalent amount of time, I was enjoying the original Hollow Knight more. Not to say I don't like Silksong. I do like Silksong. I just feel like it's not hitting me as hard as the original Hollow Knight did. There's something magical about Hollow Knight that, like, I think Silksong's not quite scratching for me. And a big thing is, like, Hollow Knight hit me really hard with the Mantis Lords fight, and I haven't gotten a Mantis Lords out of Silksong yet. Oh, granted, I've only been... Excuse me. There's like 40 bosses in this game, and I've only done 3 or 4 of them. I think 4 of them. Excuse me. So I will say that I'm not sure. I did Lace. I fought Lace recently. And Lace to me isn't Mantis Lords. She's probably, I'm assuming, this game's equivalent of Hornet. But I did like her fight. She was my favorite fight in the entire game. But yeah, as someone who's like a pretty big Metroidvania fan, actually, who really needs to get more into the genre, but I'm spread out in so many directions that the problem with me is my video game tastes are almost too eclectic because I like strategy role playing games, I like turn based games, I like action games, I like Metroidvanias, I like regular action games, I like shooters if they have a fucking storyline. So it's like I spread myself out so much that I like enjoy so many genres that I end up like not really having the focus and experience of someone who like sticks to one or two or three. Hey Kaido, how are you doing tonight? Welcome to the stream. We just finished talking about Atelier Marie, and I'm drinking water. Apparently, Mike's Harder Lemonade. This is water. This is nothing. I'm not even tipsy. I've drank this entire thing. This is fucking nothing. This is like a bad tasting Sprite. You have a paper due in 2 hours? Jesus Christ, man! Have you finished it? I'm assuming you haven't finished it. Mike's Hard Lemonade is the shit, bro. Come on. This is fucking Sprite. This is a bad tasting... This is harder lemonade, by the way. This isn't hard lemonade. This is a bad Sprite. That is what this is. It's fine. Look, all I'm saying is... Fuck it, if you need to do your paper, I appreciate the pop-in, but go do your paper. But yeah, yeah, so Silksong's good. Last alcohol I had it was Chardonnay. Ooh, fancy. Oh, look at the fancy girl. Oh, drinking the fancy booze. You didn't say what 2 games you're is coming out this month, though. But yeah. So anyway, next month, it probably expected Atelier Marie and a Silksong review, I guess. It's probably, or not next month. That would be fucking wild. Expect that probably next podcast. You can expect that. Anyway, the only game I played is Atelier Marie. We drank it while with Miru tights, so it can't be too fancy. I can think of nothing fancier than looking at nicely illustrated lady feet while drinking Chardonnay. Maid, if anything, you have described my perfect evening. Tales in the Sky and Silent Hill F. I own the original Tales of the Sky on Steam, and if I'm being totally honest with you, I will probably play the original before I play the remake. It's probably the idea, but... Because I have the original on Steam, and I'm probably just going to play that. Everyone talks about the Trials games as being like super unapproachable and super dialogue heavy, and to be honest, I'm finding it kind of off-putting, so I think that's why I've been dragging my ass on the franchise super hard. Also, Silent Hill F is a fucking shadow drop for me. Apparently people have been expecting this for a long time, and I didn't know it was coming or not. My teacher doesn't care at all if I get in a paper late or not. I mean, how close are you to finishing this paper? But yeah, this apparently is Shadow Drop or something. Everyone's like, Silent Hill F, and I'm like, I've never even heard of this game. And apparently it's like a Japanese-themed Silent Hill, and I'm like, huh, okay, alright. It looks kind of fun, I guess. You have 2 pages done. How long is it supposed to be? You need 1 more? Man, are you sure you don't want to just finish it? You can do it in like an hour. Okay. It's written by the Higurashi author. Oh, yeah. All right. Speaking of, I don't think we're there yet, but I will say probably by next podcast, next podcast is gonna be a blowout. You're gonna get my breakdown on Umineko, all right? Because I am on episode 6 of Umineko. I think I'm heading into episode 6. That episode 5 stinger was great. Really just confirmed a theory that I'd already had. But episode 5, fucking, woo! Episode 5, baby. Episode 5, baby. Episode 5 might be my favorite episode of Umineko so far. So, we're cracking open that strawberry. Anyway, I'm less familiar with Higurashi than I am with Umineko. That's just a Fanta. What the fuck is this shit? That's just a fucking Fanta. The thing is, the remake of Trails in the Sky has more accurate script to the Japanese, and the original is pretty loose localization. It was more akin to like generally PS. So what you're saying is, I should not play the Trails games until they make all of the remakes, because they've already confirmed that they're making a remake for 2. I've never had a Mike's Harder lemonade. Oh God, Kaido, please tell me you're not drinking age. Please don't do that to me. Depending on who you ask. No. Oh, thank God. Oh, my. Just party shit and like, okay, oh my God. Oh, I was going to have a fucking heart attack. Woo! Woo! Well, literally wiping the sweat off my brow on that one. I stick to below 10% though, so you're not that old. It's gonna be 24 next year. I'm 19 though. Yeah, man. No, there's no age you could give me. That would have given me a heart attack as hard as Kaido being 21. I had a fucking meltdown. Remember when I was a moody 16-year-old girl? Yeah. Oh shit. Woo! You'd have watched me have a fucking mental breakdown live on stream. I was like, I can't be that old. I cannot be that old. But no, I will actually say though that I've been doing a lot better. I had a hump where I felt bad about how old I was getting, and now I'm like, So I'm over that hump. So there you go, kids. Now you know that there's a hump. So, but yeah, this is a fucking strawberry Fanta. Regular press you put up with these. You're fine, mate. We don't have problems. You're good. You're fitting well. But fun fact about Fanta is it was created by the Nazis during World War II. It was created by the Nazis during World War II, and the idea was that like Coca-Cola had a bunch of bottling plants in like Germany, and Coca-Cola was being given out to troops during World War II as like a big old morale booster. And Germany, obviously Coca-Cola wasn't operating in Germany during World War II, so they're like, well, we have all these fucking Coca-Cola bottling plants, but we don't have any of the fucking Coca-Cola syrup or the capabilities to make Coca-Cola. And so what they used is like fruit rinds and like fruit pulps and stuff like that to like create a sort of like syrup that they made their own soda with, which was Fanta. And so the Nazis had Fanta while America had Coke. And then obviously Fanta got discontinued at the end of World War II, where I assume Germany went back to producing Coca-Cola. And then in the 80s, fucking, what was it, Pepsi came out with like some fruity bullshit beverage. And Coke was like, well, we need some way to counter the fruity bullshit beverage of Pepsi. It might have been 80s, might have been 90s. I don't really care. You get the idea, though. And like Coke was like, we need some way to counter like the fruity bullshit beverage. So what they ended up doing was like, hey, you know how we used to make Fanta? What if we make Fanta? And so that's how Fanta came to be. So yeah, like Fanta likes to pretend that it isn't Nazi Coke, but here's the secret you've learned now on this stream of Dialogue Tree, while I'm almost completely sober, because this is fucking water, apparently. Fanta is apparently Nazi Coke, so have fun with that. I should be right back. I'm going to get started on some of my paper only a little bit. That's fine. We're just bullshitting right now anyway. Yo, Max here, full fucking house tonight. How are you doing? How are you doing tonight? What's going on? I'm drinking water. That's what we're drinking tonight. It just tastes like fucking strawberry soda. There is nothing there. There is fucking nothing. Alright. Moving on to Rick and Morty, Season 8, baby. I watched season 8. What did I think? Honestly, I think this was one of the weaker seasons of Rick and Morty. From what I remember, there was an episode where where Morty and Summer get trapped in the Matrix, and I think the Matrix episode was my favorite episode of the whole bunch. But because it was a show created by Dan Harmon, he resets the status quo at the end of the season. Excuse me. And I think this is a real disappointing thing because I actually would have liked the show to have continued on with a more mature Summer and Morty. Dan Harmon is fucking allergic to characters going through any sort of real arc. Excuse me. Because he makes TV scripts, so he always resets the status quo at the end of the episode so that everything is always exactly the same and there's no meaningful change in the characters or the storyline or the setup of the show. And it turns into, like, over the course of, like, several seasons, like, a really fucking boring watch. Community had the same issue, where, like, Dan Harmon is so resistant to anything fucking happening meaningful in his shows that it really starts to wear you down. I think last season was a lot better. What was the season with the Voltron parody? Oh, shit. I don't know. That episode was not good, though. Rick and Morty... Voltron. Season 5, Episode 7 is the answer to your question. Yeah, that wasn't a good episode, though. Yeah, so I think Season 8 was a lot weaker than Season 7. I really enjoyed Season 7. My thing is, a lot of Rick and Morty fans hold the first 3 seasons as the best seasons of Rick and Morty, and I thought the first 3 seasons were not interesting at all. And Rick and Morty didn't start coming online in season 4 until Rick and Morty fans started hating the fucking show. So what I like in Rick and Morty is different than I think what everyone else likes in Rick and Morty. That's the last season you watched. That's fair. Yeah, so what I like in Rick and Morty is different than what most people liked in Rick and Morty. But yeah, season 8's pretty good. Is okay. It's okay, but I didn't think there was any like standout really good episodes like there was in season 7. So to me, not super worth commenting on. Do I have anything else to say about season 8? Honestly, no. It really was kind of bleh. The best episodes of Rick and Morty are the space... Yeah, Interdimensional Cable and Interdimensional Cable 2. Absolutely 100% correct. I fully agree with you. The problem is they wanted to stop making those after Season 3 because they thought it was, like, gimmicky and they didn't want to reprise it a third time because they're the creative types. Because they thought they were too good for Interdimensional Cable 3. I remember most people not liking Season 3. Season 3 was where some people started falling off, but Season 4 is where, like, a lot of people fell off. But I actually enjoyed Season 4. Season 4 was the good show. Should have just made that a whole show. Well, okay, so part of the problem is they thought that they were too good to keep doing Interdimensional Cable. You fell off with 3. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. They thought they were too good to like keep reprising the same joke. And the other problem is they can't do Interdimensional Cable anymore because they kissed Justin Roiland off the show. Because Justin Roiland was accused of sexual assault in 2023. But he was accused of sexual assault in 2023, and he got fired. So who the fuck voices all they found new voice actors. They found new voice actors is the answer to the question. The voices are kind of close. You get too used to them. It's like kicking Matt Stone off South Park. Yeah. So he got kicked off of like a bunch of shows, and he got kicked out of the writing room. So they can't do Interdimensional Cable because that was mostly just Justin Roiland riffing for a fucking 20-minute segment, or an hour that they cut down. But yeah, he was accused of sexual assault in 2023, got fired off of domestic violence and abuse and sexual assault. And all of that I think was dismissed. Oh no, hold on. Called them, reported Dan new allegations, saying that he was frustrated, heartbroken. Yeah, I from what I understand, a lot of the allegations with him are like dismissed and like bullshit claims that were like there just to fuck over Justin Roiland's character. From what I have heard, from what I've known, and I've seen some of the details, and a lot of it seems like it has really shaky evidence. So I will say that Justin Roiland, and I don't know because I wasn't in the room, is probably not a terrible person. Well, I mean, he's probably not like a domestic abuser / sexual assaulter, very least. But that's just going off of we know, because I know a lot of the charges were dismissed and seen to not be credible. But he still got fired, because that's what happens when you get like accused of that stuff, is they fire you, because it's like, well, better safe than sorry. So yeah, he got kicked off of Rick and Morty, so they can't do interdimensional cable now if they fucking wanted to. I don't know if he's still working on Solar Opposites. I've never seen that show. It actually looks decent. We'll never know. We'll never know. He is a weirdo. From the stories that Dan Harmon has told. Now, Dan Harmon has had his controversies also because of his workplace sexual harassment that he did do because he admitted to it. Solar Opposites. Oh, Solar Opposites ended in 2022. No, hold on. There is a season in he only worked on it, I guess, until 2022, and then he got kicked off. So yeah, I guess Justin Roiland isn't working on anything because of the eloquence. Have you seen the anime? No. No, I might at some point. I'm sure it's bad. The problem is that like people say they want to make an anime, and they have this like sort of mental image of what an anime is, but they don't know what an anime is the problem. Like, especially when it's done by Americans, and especially like older white guy Americans, they don't know what a fucking anime is. So they want to make an anime. And what they're really saying is they want to make, what is it called? Kanazaki no Miko, I think is what it's called. God damn it. It's on the list, actually. It's on the list of things to watch. Yo, Kaido with the resub. 11 months. Thank you so much. It does, yeah. It's not, because the problem is, like, the one who's still there is Dan Harmon, and Dan Harmon doesn't know what a fucking anime is. Dan Harmon has never seen anime in his fucking life. It's part of the problem. What is this fucking called? I swore it was like Kanazuki no Miko. Yeah. So the Dan Harmon's idea of what an anime is Destiny of the Shrine Maiden. Like he like Dan Harmon has no fucking clue what an anime is. So I don't whenever you see like this American's like, I'm gonna make an anime, I'm like, okay, you're not gonna make an anime then. Like he did make an anime because he used an animation studio from Japan, so it's technically an anime, but I don't have any confidence in his writing ability. Also, I don't have any confidence in Dan Harmon's writing ability in the first place. Because Dan Harmon's really good at creating a show that can keep running. Like, he's really good at making a sitcom, but he's not very good at telling an overarching narrative. Like, he can't make an epic or anything. He doesn't have that capacity to him. And if he does, he's never demonstrated. Ironically, the best American making an anime is an old gentleman went to a studio and hey, we want a show about a pirate princess, make that. I heard the show wasn't good, but it's an actual anime. Yeah. Well, the closest thing anyone has gotten in America to making an anime, and it is not an anime, and I want to be so clear, it is not an anime, is Avatar: The Last Airbender and Avatar: The Legend of Korra. Those are the closest thing an American has ever gotten to making an anime. And they are not animes, and also most of their shit is based off of China. So that's discounting the fact that actually some Americans have gone to Japan and have actually made anime. What made Megas XLR? You know what? Megas XLR I've only seen bits of, so I'm not going to actually comment on. From what I've seen, I liked it, but I'm not sure about necessarily. Season 1 of Korra was animated by Studio Pierrot. That might actually make it an anime. That might technically make it an anime. There's a debate then on that, but yeah. Now I've only seen bits of Megas XLR. Who animated Megas XLR actually? Megas XLR was Cartoon Network Studios. Yeah, so Megas wasn't bad. Megas XLR screams American, though. Like, it's a fucking, like, hillbilly guy in a fucking plaid vest or something, or is it like a denim vest? Whatever. In a fucking car-piloted robot? Like, I don't know. But, anyway. Not to say it's bad, because, like, I mentioned before that, like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's so good, it's an anime, as if anime is a bench of quality. But as someone who has seen a lot of anime is not a bench of quality. There are a lot of bad anime, there are a lot of good cartoons. You don't necessarily you shouldn't ever want to make an anime. There's no benefit in wanting to make an anime. Excuse me. The infamous depressing hentai manga Metamorphosis was written by an American who moved to Japan. I enjoyed Metamorphosis a lot more than most people who've read Metamorphosis. So, but yeah. But yeah, Rick and Morty season 8. It's fine. It's okay. It's not season 7 to me. Megas XLR parodies a lot of anime from the 70s and 80s. Does it? Okay. From the 70s and 80s? Only anime they saw was Panty and Stocking, the anime heavily inspired by the 90s Cartoon Network. Panty and Stocking's good. It has a season 2 I haven't seen yet. We waited fucking forever. I watched PSG when it dropped. I think it's a good tragedy manga. Yeah, I watched PSG when it dropped, and I was waiting for a sequel, and then Gainax never made a sequel. They only recently made the sequel. But anyway, yeah, fuck off with season 8. What else did I watch? Did I watch anything else? Of fucking course I did. Season 14, King of the Hill, baby! They threw out the original cast. Even in Japanese, because I watched the Japanese version. I hear the English dub was really good, but I watched the Japanese version. What did I think of season 4? Amazon scooped it up, and they didn't want to bring the OG cast back. Yeah, I didn't watch the English version, so I don't know. No in English? Okay, well, I wouldn't have even noticed. Although I did hear that the dub for that was fantastic, but there was no PSG dub when I watched PSG. Because simuldubbing wasn't a thing back then. Because I'm, as we discovered earlier, old. Okay, yeah. Season 14 of King of the Hill. What did I think? It was pretty good. We got Hank versus Andrew Tate. He fought Andrew Tate in the way because, like, he basically called off the whole, like, right-wing alpha male Andrew Tate grift as what we all assume it is, which is, like, insecurity. SAC certified 31. As like insecurity and shit. But the problem is, I think that it felt a little unrealistic in that regard. But yeah, the star of the show for me this time was actually Bobby Hill. Although Bobby was always a bit of a star of King of the Hill, it does feel like, although Hank is still the primary focus, the Bobby secondary plots in these episodes were like what really took my interest. Bobby had a lot going on in season 14, and I really appreciated that. I feel like there's a lot of questions unanswered, but for what season 14 was trying to accomplish, which was get us back into King of the Hill, let us catch up with some of the characters, see what they've been doing, see some of the struggles that they've been dealing with, and just basically getting back into the swing of things. This is essentially the Star Wars Episode 7 of King of the Hill, and it performs a lot better than Star Wars Episode 7 did. I think if they're going into a season 15, I think there's a lot more they can do. I do wish Bobby's girlfriend, Bobby's vegan girlfriend, made more appearances. I hope she becomes a reoccurring character, because they seem to be pivoting back to a Bobby-Connie relationship, which is fine, but it does feel like treaded ground, and I do think that Bobby's vegan girlfriend could have been an interesting side character / friend for Bobby going forward. So hopefully, if they make a season 15, we can see more of that going through. Peggy, notably less obnoxious in this than she has been in the past, although I've never really hated Peggy as much as most people, but yeah, she's still, at the end of the day, she's still Peggy Hill. So you still get the Peggy Hillness going for you. But yeah, otherwise, this was a pretty solid season. A good adaptation to like Hank as he adapts to like modern Texas, coming off of a really conservative company town in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, good watch on this one. Shout out to King of the Hill season 14. Who would have thought, what was it, like 10 years later or something? Excuse me. That the show still flux. Anyway, speaking of Rick and Morty, let's move on to Venture Bros. Radiant is the blood of the baboon heart. I've been watching King of the Hill on Hulu after the new season announcement. Oh, have you actually watched the new season yet? What did you think of it? All right, so Venture Bros is, and I'm being so for real, the best adult, possibly you might even be able to remove the word adult, the best adult, maybe ever cartoon that has ever aired on Cartoon Network. How confident am I in that? Not super, because that does put it up against like Adventure Time and like Prime Steven Universe and stuff like that. No, I would probably put Venture Bros over that. Yeah, no, probably the best cartoon that has ever aired on Cartoon Network is probably Venture Bros. I think I think I can say that. Well, that also puts it up against like no, it probably is. I think it was, well, hold on. Comedy Central was the ones that ended up licensing BoJack Horseman, right? So yeah, well, okay, it's the best first party. For at the very least, it is the best Cartoon Network produced show, best cartoon produced by Cartoon Network that has aired on Cartoon Network. Is Venture Bros. If you haven't seen it, you should. It is a very good show. Season 1 and 2 can be a little weak, but when you get into like the later seasons, believe me, the show comes online. Unrelated, but Twin Peaks had a return season like King of the Hill, and the infamous original series finale, Laura appears in the Black Lodge and says, "I'll see you again in 25 years," and then return 25 years later after season 2. Yes. Let's see, it was Twin Peaks, then Fire Walk with Me, and then what did they call the third season? You've seen the entire series. It's peak. Yeah, it's. I would go probably so far as to say, oh, is it just called season 3? It's just called Twin Peaks season 3. Twin Peaks: The Return or Twin Peaks: The Limited Series. It's just called season 3. Yeah, Venture Bros is, I would probably say, the best first-party Cartoon Network show that ever aired on Cartoon Network. It is absolutely fantastic. The first season isn't necessarily the best, second season, but like once you get into season 3 onward, Venture Bros is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't seen the full thing, Max, here, I highly recommend it. It is a fantastic show. Anyway, it was unplanned, but nice. Yeah, so fun fact, the Venture Bros was confirmed for another season. In fact, what was it? Season 9? Venture Bros season 9? The show has been aired for a very long time because the animation took so long to produce. It started airing in 2004, and it ended its run in 2028. It had 7 seasons, and there was a confirmed 8th season, but the 8th season ended up getting axed because they signed the 10-season deal with Rick and Morty. Cartoon Network did. Excuse me. So they ended up killing Venture Bros to fund more Rick and Morty. Yeah, so they ended up killing Venture Bros specifically to fund more Rick and Morty. So, which is really unfortunate because season 7 ended on a bit of a cliffhanger. And then HBO Max picked it up, and they ended up deciding to make movies to finish off to finish off Venture Bros and finish off another series that got axed before its final season by Cartoon Network, which is they made a Metalocalypse movie. I've not seen the Metalocalypse movie. I probably should go back, because I didn't like Metalocalypse when it was first airing, and then I saw reruns after the series had like finished, after it had already been cut, and I actually did kind of vibe with it. So I might go back and rewatch the whole of Metalocalypse. But they made a Metalocalypse movie and they made a Venture Bros movie, and Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart is the Venture Bros movie. Is it the ending? You also have all of it, Metalocalypse on DVD. Metalocalypse is pretty good. Haven't seen the movie either. Probably try and get on that train at some point. But is it the ending we all wanted? No, this is called Food Libraries. It does give us a little bit of insight into the relationship between Rusty and the Monarch. And we do finally get an answer to who the boys' parents are, which I think was the question that everyone really wanted. And there's a good focus on Sheila, who is fucking fantastic. Who doesn't love Sheila, a.k.a. Dr. Mrs. the Monarch? So yeah, this is a pretty solid movie all along. There's a good amount of Dean focus, is it? Venture Bros Dean, I think? No. Fuck. The other one. Hank. I didn't see Hank written. I just remembered Hank. Yeah, there's a good amount of Hank focus in this one, too. So, yeah, it's a really good movie. It's not like the definitive conclusion that a Season 7 or a Season 8 would have been, or, sorry, a Season 8 or a Season 9 would have been, because they said they had about 10 seasons worth of plans for Venture Bros. So, yeah, I mean, is it still abrupt? Yes, but it's a pretty solid movie, and I would definitely recommend it. This little bad boy is available at my local Walmart, so check that out, I guess. Anyway, I do feel like I should go back to Metalocalypse, but yeah, Mac, if you have not seen Venture Bros, it has an overarching plot. It's not random. You got to get through Season 1. I do think Season 1 and maybe Season 2 is a bit weaker, but believe me, the show comes online. It's a very good show. So, okay, we're done with shows and movies. Those are all the shows, movies, and games I've experienced. Let's talk about what I am an expert for. What everyone knows that I'm an expert for, and you all come to me for my opinions because of my unparalleled knowledge of. Let's talk about music, baby. Let's talk about music, baby. I laughed at my own joke. Let's do it. All right. So keeping up with it, I listened to Tyler, the Creator's Don't Tap the Glass. So Tyler put out a bit of a foreword before releasing this album that he said that people are afraid of dancing because they're afraid of looking goofy and getting recorded on phones. And he thinks that's a shame because it's like a fundamental component of human expression and stuff. So he ended up like doing a concert release of Don't Tap the Glass, where he wanted like people to dance to it, but phones were banned. And so I think glass is sort of like a metaphor for... Would you even call it a metaphor? It's really in your face. I think glass is basically like don't tap your phone, don't use your phone, don't record your phone. Like phones were banned in this event. You'd get kicked out if you had your phone or whatever. So it's basically like an event where people were like allowed to dance and shit like that. And so it's all about like Tyler made a dance album and he's like, this isn't meant to be deep. Don't expect an Igor or something or a Chromacopia. This is Don't Tap the Glass. Just fucking dance and move. What I expected was a bunch of club bangers, but Tyler really did do a good gambit on this album. Like the first one, Big Poe, I think is my favorite song. Dancing is something you only do alone in your room at 3 a.m. Goth Kids from South Park. Yeah, like Big Poe is I think my breakout song of this. It's really good. I was in a car with Grandma Sack, and I'm like, hey, have you heard the new, like, Tyler? Here, let me put on Big Poe. And I had one of those moments where, have you ever tried? I'm sure this, I think, is a universal human experience in the 21st century, where you are deciding to show someone a song, and when it's actually playing, you realize the song is a lot more sexual than you remembered. I'm gonna see if I can get the lyrics from this so I can repeat what I accidentally played to Grandma Sack. Let's see if I can get this. Hold on, because oh boy, I should not say some of this on stream. You know, technically I do have an N-word pass, but I'm not gonna say it because Twitch would get mad at me. Um, so I hate light skin N-words. On my mama, I like dark-skinned bitches like my mama. I like light-skinned bitches like my daddy. You ain't like that line, not my... Well, hold on. That's not the line I thought it was. I don't think this lyric is right. Oh, well, all right. I'm on a plane trying to fuck her lip off, switch off, sit on my face, give me lip gloss. That tint off, that's not a G5, take that kit off. Right now, I'm Mario, pipe down. So anyway, this song was a lot more sexual than I remembered. I swear that is not the lyric. I do not think the line is, I hate light skin N-words. Because Tyler has gone on record saying that he likes fucking white boys. So I think Genius.com is lying to me about these fucking lyrics. Is it more sexual than Give Me All Your Love from The World End With You? Is Give Me All Your Love sexual? I've never really listened to the lyrics of that song. Oh, yeah. Burn this shit down. Turn this shit up. I don't consent. I don't give fucks. You on my dick. N-words. Get up. Wipe your lips off while I zip up. Huh? I'm a sick pup girl. I'm nasty. Eat the cream pie in the back of the back seat. Yellow diamonds, black skin. I'm a taxi. You can run all you want. N-word. You can't catch me. I want to remind you that my dad is black and I'm half black. I didn't say it, but I can. And never forget that. Anyway. On the time card with my mom, I brought a CD and forgot the second song was about how much he wants to fuck dead girls. She didn't say anything. So that's what I'm saying. It's a universal human experience. I'm going to watch Demolition while I do my favorite. Okay, Kaido. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a great time. Thanks for the resub. Yeah, so I didn't say now. Oh, okay. What is demolition? I don't know what demolition is, actually. If you're still here, you better elaborate in that case. But yeah, so I was like, hey, because I was talking about rap with Grandma Sack, and she's like, yeah, I don't really understand what they're saying. And I'm like, oh, check this out. And she's like, I didn't really get it because I didn't understand it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I played Stan by Eminem because Stan is a fucking fantastic song. I shit on Eminem for like 5 months straight about how bad his albums are, but like the thing about Eminem is he's like Tupac, where he's got like fantastic fucking singles work, and Stan is an absolutely phenomenal rap song. Then why do you look like a failed clone of David Cross? You fucking got me. I don't even know who David Cross is. If anything, David Cross is a fucking failed clone of me. Who the fuck is David Cross? Oh, I've seen David Cross before. He's in something I've seen. I call Tupac a greatest hits artist. Yeah, Tupac and Eminem are both artists who excel with singles work because they both make phenomenal singles work, like Dear Mama or Brenda's Got a Baby. Both really fantastic. California Love, if you do a radio edit and you cut off the 1 minute of bullshit that's in the actual album. And like Eminem's, I would argue, probably got more better singles than like Not Afraid, Stan, Mockingbird, shit like that. Like Eminem's so good at singles work, but then if you try to listen to an album of those little fuckers, goddamn. He's in something I've seen is the best I could say for anyone who's saying he was in a villain in Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. I have seen this man's face before. I have seen movies with him. Oh, he's in Arrested Development. If anything, I probably know him best for Arrested Development. Because I've seen Arrested Development. That show's pretty good. Netflix did a revival of Arrested Development, and the revival season, excuse me, is bad. So, what was it, season 4? So watch up to like season 3 of Arrested Development. Great show. Do not watch anything that Netflix had to do with. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, so surprisingly we Don't Tap the Glass was not just like hardcore boo, 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 boo dance hall mix. There was like some slightly slower dance songs. It's a good album. I enjoy it. Is it my favorite Tyler album? No. I still really like Call Me If You Get Lost the best. And obviously I would say that like from a sort of objective point, I do think Igor is still his best album. So I don't think it's Tyler's best work, but Tyler also admitted he wasn't trying to make his best work. He was just trying to make a dance album. And I think he succeeded at that pretty goddamn well. So shout out to Tyler. So anyway, Don't Tap the Glass. All right, so my idea after Tyler was to go into re-listening to the Kanye West albums, starting with College Dropout. But College Dropout is like a 2-hour album, and I was like, bitch, I ain't got time for that. No, well, it's not 2 hours. It's like an hour, like an hour and a half. It's like a movie. It's like a movie album. The only album I can listen to all the way through is the Slim Shady LP. Yeah, it's not good. The only albums of Eminem I think that ended up coming up with favorable was like Relapse and Relapse Refill, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I do really enjoy Relapse and Refill because I do like because I think Eminem isn't. Because he stayed on theme for those albums, is the thing. Like, Eminem is really bad at sticking to a fucking message the entire goddamn album. He's really is a terrible albums artist. He's so bad at making an album. He's so good at making songs, but he is so bad at making an album. So, yeah, Relapse Refill is like the only time in Eminem's entire history where he was able to stay on a fucking topic the entire time. Outside of, like, Kamikaze, where his topic was, I'm bitching about people bitching about me. So, yeah. And I do like the, like, joking horrorcore vibe, where he's, like, winking at you because he knows he's being a dumb asshole in Relapse Refill, where in the other times he's, like, blissfully unaware. Like, he'll make, like, unironic lines that are just so fucking stupid in some of the other lines that I just, like, fucking break. Funny you should mention Kanye West today. I watched my brother's South Park episode of Fish Sticks and The Hobbit. Kanye references those lines in songs before, although I don't think he's a good spirit about it. I do think he's doing it, like, I think he does it tongue-in-cheek in the actual songs, but I think he's as bad of a spirit about those jokes as South Park portrays him. But, anyway, yeah, College Dropout's like an hour and a half, so I didn't have time for that, so I was like, well, I want to continue my rap journey, of notable rappers, but I want someone with a short discography so I can jump into Kanye soon. So I went with Juice WRLD, baby! Goodbye and good riddance, Juice WRLD. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD. Juice WRLD is, I want to be very clear, very dead. So let's be as respectful to Juice WRLD as we can be. Anyway, yeah, Juice WRLD, goodbye and good riddance. What did I think about this? This is like emo rap, and I think this is my first real foray into emo rap. And I think goodbye and good riddance is like, it's a little repetitive with the message, short discography, and you picked Juice WRLD. Okay, so very important thing. As far, like, I do the same thing with Juice WRLD as I do with Tupac, right? We're limiting to albums, and because I only listen to albums, and the discography is limited to the albums the artist worked on. So on Tupac, I didn't go past Don Kilminati. Don Kilminati, for example, released after Tupac died, but he did work on it. And Born Again, for example, with Biggie released after. Was it Born Again? I think it was. No, not Born Again. It was after Ready to Die. No, it is Born Again. Nope. What was after Ready to Die? It was like a very similar title. Ready to Die, by the way, is like one of the best rap albums I've heard. Life After Death, yeah. So Life After Death by Biggie Smalls released after Biggie died, but he did work on the album. So I listened to that, but I didn't listen to any of the albums that came after that because Biggie didn't have a creative input on it. Similarly, Don Kilminati released after Tupac's death, but he didn't have any input on anything after Don Kilminati, so I listened to Don Kilminati, but I didn't listen to anything after that. So Juice WRLD had 2,000 unreleased songs, which were compiled into a bunch of albums, but I didn't listen to any album that Juice WRLD did not work on. So Juice WRLD's like actual discography that he actually worked on actually is a very limited compared to other artists because he only worked on 2 of his albums. Like he has, 4 or 5 albums, but he only worked on 2 of them. I'd have picked Da Lynch Mob. They only have 2 albums. Well, remember, I'm like going through rap history and I don't know who Da Lynch Mob is. So, like when I'm going through like rap history, they didn't like come up at any point. Who the fuck is Da Lynch Mob? You got me on that one. Da Lynch Mob. Well, that's Ice Cube. That's just straight Ice Cube. With Shorty, T-Bone, GD, and Milwaukee. And the fun fact is, there's no Wikipedia pages for T-Bone and GD. Mate, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. The only person in this entire group I give a shit about is Ice Cube. Before Juice WRLD's unreleased songs were leaked, they released 2 dudes paid like $10,000 for like 10 songs to become public. That is a fun fact. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who Jordy or Mulkey is. The only person in this I care about is Ice Cube. And I'll listen to Ice Cube's albums. Ice Cube's on my list. By the way, I made a Rate Your Music to track this shit. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the official Sacrabalic Rate Your Music page. It doesn't matter. It's just like what artists I'm looking at and what artists I like. If you need an immediate update about what album I'm going to talk about in the next stream, I guess deal with that. But like, it's not worth caring about. There was like 3 leakers at the time who had his whole discography downloaded. That is fucking crazy. Anyway. Goodbye and Your Good Riddance it's a little repetitive, but the album is short enough that, like, all of the songs kind of bop. Like, honestly, it's a good album. I actually enjoyed it. Juice WRLD really won me over with this one. So, yeah. Do I have anything specifically to say? Not really. I think he portrays his emotions pretty good in this album. And I don't think he gets, well, let's see, Goodbye and Good Riddance was 40 minutes. Yeah, so I don't think he gets, like, overly long with it. I think there's, like, good vibes for all of the songs. Some of them are a little more hits than others, but yeah, otherwise it's, like, a really solid, and it has, like, a whole arc, because it starts off with him being really broken up about this girl, and then you see throughout the course of the album, he moves on from her, and then she wants to come back to him after her relationship with this guy ends up breaking up, and he's like, bitch, get out of here. I've moved on already. So I do like it. He manages to do, like, he manages to get a full arc into this album in just, like, 44-minute runtime. And I think that's impressive because Eminem can't fucking do that. So there you go, I guess. But yeah, Goodbye and Good Riddance, pretty good. Rest in Peace, Juice WRLD, really good album, I would say. What did I give? I gave it like a 7 out of 10, which, as someone who doesn't like music, that's a pretty solid score. And then moving on to the final Juice WRLD album, we've got Juice WRLD Death Race for Love. Yes, what did I think about this one? I actually liked this one a lot less. First off, this one is a lot longer, and Excuse me. Did you know about Juice World's girlfriend, who he's with when he died, started selling his clothing and hair? No. No, I did not. I do know that Juice World's girlfriend helped him helped formulate the third album, which Wikipedia is telling me is called War on Drugs? No, hold on. Death Race for Love. Legends Never Die is what I'm being told. But I do know Legends Never Die was not actually worked on by Juice WRLD, so I didn't fucking bother with it. But no, that's fucking crazy. I did not know that. I will mention in Goodbye and Good Riddance, he mentions getting another girlfriend. But yeah, Death Race for Love. I did not enjoy this one as much as I did. First off, it was long. It did feel very repetitive compared to the original album. And I felt like, unlike the original one, there just wasn't really any standout tracks for me. So, yeah, I think if you pulled an individual... The big issue... Oh, except for Syphilis, which I had a coworker that loved that song and would not stop fucking playing it. Which, admittedly, hearing the song several years later, divorced from that coworker, the song bops a little bit, even if it's a little crass. To say the least. If you don't know what that song is about, please look up "Syphilis" by Juice WRLD. I will say that I was not vibing with this album as hard as the other one, but I will say that because he only made 2 albums before he died, Juice WRLD could be said to have a very consistent discography, because I created a list to sort of like compile the median scores of all of the albums or rappers I'm listening to, and Juice WRLD I think is coming in 3rd place. I think behind like Biggie. Technically, median scores, he goes over Tyler, but that's because Tyler has, like, shit, like, fucking Cherry Bomb to drag him down. Like, if I were to actually place my rappers, I would put Tyler over Juice WRLD. But, yeah, no, like, it's an album, I guess. It's very repetitive. I think you would have trouble distinguishing between songs. I think you could pull, like, random songs from this album, and I think you would have trouble differentiating between them. So, like, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine, I guess. But, yeah... It's fine. It's fine. That's it. That's my review of Death Race for Love. It's fine. Yeah, I will say, as far as music goes, I would like to get into College Dropout. It's a little hard. It's easier to find a time to review an hour, or like 40 minutes of an album. Because I live in an area where there's an easy, like, 40-minute walking pattern, which is why I sort of default to, like, 40-minute albums, than it is an hour, because that means I have to walk the pattern twice, and that's so much more effort. So, when Lucid Dreams dropped, Juice WRLD had an entire music scene in a chokehold. Lucid Dreams, despite being a terrible name for that song, because really he's not describing lucid dreams at all, he's describing... he's describing sleep paralysis. Like, the concept of lucid dreams only makes sense if Juice WRLD is really into bondage. But, no, Lucid Dreams is a good song, though. Like vibes-wise and, like, sonically, that song is fucking fantastic. So, like, I actually have came around listening to the 2 Juice WRLD albums that I am willing to acknowledge as Juice WRLD albums. I have come away as a Juice WRLD fan, for sure. Like, as an artist overall, who I have considered myself to have just done his entire discography, I consider myself a Juice WRLD fan. Coming off of this. If he had really... Because I know his, like, 3rd album was supposed to be The Wanderer, but that didn't materialize because he died. So, I would have liked to review it, but it doesn't exist, and I don't consider Legends Never Die as his 3rd album. I don't consider anything he didn't work on as his album, because that wasn't part of his creative input. Like, Tupac also had a bunch of songs he didn't work on that were released posthumously. Like 2 or 3 albums worth. I don't give a shit about that, because that's not what Tupac's artistic vision was. I'm going to be totally honest. I know that Eminem helped produce one of those albums. I genuinely think that Eminem producing a Tupac album would probably result in a better album than Tupac working on a Tupac album. But that doesn't fucking matter because I only care about what Tupac would produce as a Tupac album because that tells me what Tupac's artistry is. And if I'm evaluating rappers and their raps and their songs, I want to evaluate the actual creative input that those people had on them. So I don't really care that, like, even if someone was to be able to produce some of their better work because someone else was behind the wheel, that doesn't matter because that doesn't tell me what their creative input would have said. Which is part of why I'm like so strict into being like, I only care what was made with the artist's input, which is why I've not gone on to the other. Plus, I also hear that the posthumous Juice WRLD albums are fucking terrible and a disgrace to the man's legacy. So, anyway, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. That brings us to the final topic of the night, actually. So, bringing us to the final topic of the night, we have Anime Dartboard, the segment of the show where we review, where we discuss as a book club, a 300 maximum 50-minute anime, 12 episodes with an English dub, and we discuss it, and then we pick another one from my plan to watch list. We had Ashita no Joe the movie, aka Tomorrow's Joe, which originally came up in a Sacking Mal Eternal episode, which I specifically chose because I didn't want to watch like a 200 episode anime, and I was like, if the movie is good enough, maybe I'll watch the entire anime. So what did I think? What did you think? Because I trust you as the audience definitely watched this movie with an English dub. You had 2 months, so I know you did it. I trust you. Don't lie to me. You did it. Do I think it was good enough to have watched the entire anime? Probably not. I think it was decent. I enjoyed it more than I would have thought. Did he... Now, here, someone remind me. Did he lose the final match? Because I think he lost the final match. I know famously, in the second anime, he dies. Because that was like a big plot twist in Megalobox, is that the main character didn't die. And it was supposed to be like a reference to Shida no Joe. But I think he actually loses in this. So I guess in Season 2, they wanted to one-up it by having him actually die or whatever. But yeah, I love that the main character went to the Rocky School of Defense, which is that there's no defense. Can we talk about it? He's like, behold, my ultimate boxing style, the zero defense style. I put my hands down and I let you punch me in the face until you're tired. Fucking Rocky Balboa in this. I will say Rocky Balboa was more realistic because the man had fucking brain damage from getting punched in the face too much. But yeah, a good portion of this was not dedicated to him in the boxing ring at all. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm almost wondering how that reflects in the original show, because he didn't get into the boxing ring until the last half hour or something hour of the show. And there was a lot of build up to this where he was going into juvenile delinquent school and he was fighting people. So, excuse me. I'm betting you it was 30 episodes before he even hit the fucking boxing ring in the original series. So I think that's interesting. Also, I'm assuming the original series gives more information as to why he kidnapped those children, because the movie certainly doesn't, and they seem to be very fond of him. So that was one of those moments where I think the movie could have done better. It is now paper time. Good night, Tech. All right, Kaido. Well, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. We're almost done anyway. Good luck with your paper. Hope you get it done in time. But yeah, so I would say that I would have liked more elaboration. I think the movie probably dropped the ball on not explaining why he kidnapped those kids. Is my input on that. But yeah, otherwise it wasn't terrible. It wasn't a bad movie, but it wasn't my favorite or whatever. The thing is, I don't think there's anything too much to talk about on this one. Because really it was like a bot, I will say I kind of didn't like the main character. Like, wasn't he a bit of an asshole? He was a bit of an asshole, wasn't he? Yeah, he was a bit of an asshole. So, yeah, I wasn't. He was like constantly like a smarmy little shit brat. So I wasn't like a big fan of that. And obviously his trainer like sort of ruined everything for like lashing out on like the boxing association. So it's a good thing he managed to make it into the boxing association. But that part felt a little unrealistic. Like if a guy goes fucking crazy and beats the shit out of the entire boxing association, I would expect that man is in jail. So it's a little crazy that like Joe got in jail for like kidnapping children, but like not really kidnapping children. But like his like trainer didn't end up in jail for just beating the shit out of the whole boxing association. That felt a little unrealistic. So anyway, yeah. Does anyone else have anything to say about Ashita no Joe, the movie? I'm a little tipsy, by the way. I've gotten a little tipsy. I have two more of these. I have green apple and I have black cherry. So the question is, knowing that we probably only have 10 or 15 minutes left in the entire stream, should I crack open another hard one? Or should I just switch to water and save these in my refrigerator? What do y'all think? We cracking open a hard one? Part of me wants to crack open one more hard one. I have a water, though. Do keep in mind I have water. I'm going to drink water for the first time in the stream. Hold on. So water is an option. But I do want to get a fucking taste of this green apple. A lot less of this black cherry. And I also think 4 is a little too much. But I could sip at this green apple right here. And I think I might do that. I'm not seeing any comments stopping me. So when I end up in the hospital, I'm blaming chat. It's too late. I've already opened it. Can't stop me now. Excuse me. That tastes like the soda version of a green apple Jolly Rancher. You had every opportunity to say drink the water, maid. It's on you. Yeah, that tastes like a Jolly Rancher soda. Is what that tastes like. I'm sure I sound okay enough. Like, I'm definitely a little drunk, but I'm okay enough for... No, because I was in the shower. I think I'm okay enough for one more. I definitely shouldn't drink the black cherry, though. I think we can all agree I'm probably good for one more. Should not drink a black cherry. But, alright. So let's go ahead and pull up Wheel of Names. Excuse me. ESPN. You were sitting on my pile of clothes. La Liga. Stream all 380 matches in English Espanol. Sign up now. Available on ESPN Plus. Quick poll from the audience. Does anyone give a fuck about sports? Because I cannot imagine I cultivate an audience that gives a single fuck about sports. Shuffle. 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 Nope, didn't think so. Shin Shirayuki Hime Densetsu Pre-Tier. I was in my school's book club. I can't even play sports. Isn't Pre-Tier the magical girl anime about the girl in the tutu? Pre-Tier, the Legend of Snow, the new Legend of Snow White. Excuse me. I was in my school go home club. Excuse me. Due to fathers, I almost created a D&D club though. I had the paperwork filled out, and I had the club members filled out for the D&D club, and then we decided that it was too late in the year to create a D&D club because there was certain obligations that had to be met for the end of the year, and it was going to be too hard to meet them. So I decided to file the paperwork next year, and then the D&D club sort of fell apart. So I almost made a D&D club in high school, and I was almost like the president of the D&D club, but I ended up not being the president. I will let you decide how nerdy that makes me. Due to her father's remarriage, robust, damn, girl! I forgot that was in my room. I just hit my own fly trap. I'm not drunk, you're drunk. Fuck you. Himeno Awayuki moves into a large mansion. For the record, I hear this is fantastic anime, by the way. What is this? 715? This is on a lot of people's top magical girl anime list. There was a goth club that was a bait and switch because it was a club focused on studying architecture? What the fuck? Awayuki moves into a large mansion with a beautiful garden, the quintessential dream house for any girl her age. However, much to Himeno's disappointment, her new stepfather doesn't really seem to like her, as her stepmother often occupies herself with her father. Her younger stepsister, Mawata, what the fuck kind of name is Mawata? Holy shit. Ignores her, and her other stepsister, the equally aged Mayune, tries to prank her at every opportunity. Holy god damn. You can tell they're the ugly stepsisters because their names are fucking trash. But Himeno doesn't have time to dwell into thoughts of hopelessness. Her new life has now become involved with a group of 7 magical boys known as the Leaf Knights, after they ask her to become a magical princess who can borrow their powers. Although Himeno accepts their request and becomes the Pre-Tier, she feels doubtful in her abilities to protect the world and its leaf, the source of energy for all life. Will Himeno be able to find her new family and also save the earth from the enemy, the Princess of Disaster? So this ends up in a lot of people's... I know exactly why this is on the list. This doesn't sound good, and it doesn't look good, and it's got a very bad average score. This ends up on a lot of people's best magical girl anime list. Evolution of Magical Girl Anime Edition Part 2, A Girl Can Dream, 90s and 2000s anime, more than 12,000 anime that were good, start Part 8. So yeah, this is clearly on here because this is apparently this is a lot of people's, this is, as far as magical girl anime, this is apparently pretty solid, which is surprising, actually, that something with such a low MAL score is considered such a high tier magical girl anime. Because a lot of people put this on their list, but this is shockingly low compared to something like a Nanoha or a Madoka or something like that. So yeah, we're going into anime history on this. Hopefully you like magical girls. I am recently restarted my campaign. My tabletop role-playing game campaign centered around magical girls because I love magical girls. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure. It's also possible that a lot of these lists are created by people that they're just drawing popular anime that don't actually watch anime. A lot of it's what is it, CBR and shit like that don't know the shit. If I were to actually, okay, real talk. Here's your real magical girl anime watch list. Alright? Cutie Honey Universe. Sailor Moon. Do you need to watch 90s or Crystal? Watch 90s because that's what most people actually watched, but I would genuinely say watch both. But watch 90s. You know what? Watch both. Fuck you. Watch 90s and Crystal. 90s. I agree with 90s. I do agree with 90s. But I actually think, because Crystal's more comic accurate, I would actually say watch both. I would say watch both. So watch Cutie Honey Universe, not the original one. Watch Cutie Honey Universe. Watch 90s Sailor Moon. Watch Sailor Moon Crystal. Go ahead and watch Cardcaptor Sakura just because it's a classic. I personally haven't, but you should. Watch Nanoha to completion. Watch Madoka Magica. And you can go ahead and watch fucking Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card. Do I think I'm missing any major magical girl? And we're assuming you're watching like every relevant entry. You don't have to watch like the Sailor Moon movies or something from the 90s because a lot of that is just bullshit. But like watch every major season. If you're going to watch Crystal, just read the manga. The weird thing about Sailor Moon is that the manga has a horrible pacing. Crystal's not bad in Season 3. Season 1 is a little awkward because they jammed 2 seasons in one. Eternal's terrible, but that's because there's no saving Dead Moon Circus. There's no saving Dead Moon Circus, for the record. But the Cosmos movies, the 2 Cosmos movies, are so good, actually. So I actually would recommend watching Crystal. That's Regio. But watch 90s before Crystal. Neku Girl? Who the fuck? God damn, Mac Tier. God, you pulled so hard, even I don't know who you fucking referenced. What the fuck is Neku Girl? That's actually impressive. What the fuck are you talking about? My dog, Tokyo Mew Mew? No, you don't need to watch Tokyo Mew Mew. Tokyo Mew Mew is a good show. I enjoyed Tokyo Mew Mew personally, but if we're talking foundational magical girl anime, foundational, must-watches only, the icons of the genre, you need Cutie Honey, you need Sailor Moon, you need Nanoha, you need Madoka. You need Sakura. Those are your 5. I may have given that. I fucking assume. Those are your 5. Those are your 5. And I hate to say this because it is 700, moving into 800 episodes. You might want to watch Precure. You might, at very least, want to watch the original Precure season. Those are your 6. Those are your 6 magical girls. Those are your, you don't need, frankly, if you watch those 6, I doubt you'll need a single other magical girl. Like, there's, like, some subversions, like Magical Girl Sight or some shit like that, or, like, Daybreak Illusion, but, like, and, like, Yuri Yukiona. But, like, those are your shit. Those are your 6 right there. That's all you fucking need. Sally the Witch is a big one. Oh, God. What's the super famous one that dies? She gets killed by truck. She's like the most famous example of Truck-kun. Minky Momo. But yeah, you probably, like, real talk, when people think magical girl, they think post-Sailor Moon era. So Sailor Moon into Sakura, into Nanoha, into Madoka, into Precure. No, that's slightly wrong. Because if we look at the timeline, it's actually Sailor Moon, Sakura, Nanoha, Precure, then Madoka. I'm missing someone. Cutie Honey. I'm missing Cutie Honey. Cutie Honey, Sailor Moon, Sakura, Nanoha, Precure, Madoka. If you get those, that's it. You're done. You're done. You know magical girls well enough. My coworker is trying to get me to rewatch Madoka. I was pressuring into watching Madoka with my friend, and I did not have a good time. I did not like Madoka. I thought Madoka was boring as shit the first time I watched it. It was like a 4 out of 10 for me. The second time I watched it, it became a 5 out of 10, and then I rewatched it with Grandma Sack. And I think I swapped it to a 7? Yeah, it's a 7. Madoka Magica is an anime that gets better the more you watch it. I gave Grandma Sack Magical Girl homework. I was like, Grandma Sack was like, I don't know what a magical girl is. And I'm like, girl, you're about to. So I made her watch Cutie Honey Universe, 90s Sailor Moon up till season 3. She didn't have to watch season 3. Nobody needs to watch Dead Moon Circus. Dead Moon Circus is bad. Then I made her watch all of Crystal. And then I made her watch all of Madoka. And we didn't watch Cardcaptor Sakura because I personally have not seen Cardcaptor Sakura or Precure. So, anyway, who made this? Junichi Sato. That name sounds vaguely familiar. What did you make, Junichi Sato? He apparently voice acted in Mahotsukai Tai TV, which we watched the original OVA as part of Dartboard, if you remember. He directed something I don't know about. A Whisker Away? I don't know what this is. I'm not a big, what is his name? Guro Butcher? That sounds wrong. Uro Butcher. Urabuchi? I think it's Urabuchi. Gen Urabuchi. It's Gen Urabuchi, isn't it? It is Gen Urabuchi. Gen Urabuchi. I was close. Yeah, Gen Urabuchi. Wow, that is not a flattering picture. I wasn't talking about the show itself. Yuki Kaijira did the music for Sword Art Online, and that shit's ass. I will defend Sword Art Online. The show is... Okay, look. The first half of Season 1... The biggest problem with Sword Art Online is it doesn't divide its seasons well enough. Season 1 is pretty fucking good. Like, the first half of Season 1, when they're in not when they're in Alfheim. When they're in Sword Art Online is pretty good, and then they go to Alfheim. And Alfheim is... I think Alfheim gets too much flack because of the incest angle, frankly. I think modern anime audiences should get more comfortable with anime incest. We've had anime incest forever. Look, at some point in anime, someone's going to fuck their sibling. And you just got to get used to that, all right? That's just how it went. Look, sometimes your fucking siblings and your like step siblings or your half siblings and your sibling is fucking sexy. And you're like, well, what am I going to do about it? You know what I'm saying? I want to be very clear. While I'm saying that, I'm well aware of how absurd the words coming out of my mouth is. And you're hearing me break down for my own jokes. Koikaze. I enjoyed Kiss Sis, I believe. But anyway, yeah, I'll acknowledge Alfheim is definitely weaker. Oni-chan. I'll acknowledge Alfheim is weaker than the Sword Art Online arc. People get so fucking mad about when, like, Kirito asks the creator, like, why did you do all of this? And he's like, I don't remember. And I am so consistently shocked that people don't realize he's lying. He's fucking lying. Oh, God, how do you not know that? Obviously, he's being facetious. He's saying, like, mind your own fucking business. I'm not going to tell you. Look, I'm going to tell you, like, if your genuine issue with Sword Art Online is his line of, I don't remember, I'm going to fucking spoil it to you right now. The reason he did Sword Art Online is so that he can find someone to more accurately distribute the seed, so he can increase the amount of virtual worlds that exist because he exists inside of the seed and he can more easily spread his existence throughout reality. Like, the man himself has essentially become a god through the distribution of the seed and seed-like protocols, which were the foundational units and programs and engines of Sword Art Online. Like, the existence of Sword Art Online has allowed this man to exist in multiple realities. Do I think pure immortality is his end goal? No. I do think it was actually more altruistic. I think he was trying to create alternate realities based on the video game seed programming, and I think it was more like altruistic, where his actual design was to create a system where video games created through the seed program and the procedural generation allowed multiple people to exist in facets of existence that would otherwise be unrelated to reality. But at the bare minimum, his existence is propagated through the seed program, which is distributed through the Sword Art Online. Like, if you genuinely thought he didn't know, I don't know what to tell you about that. Like, and this is why it gets on my nerves so much when people are like, the something witting entertainment version of Sword Art Online is better, because they gave him a real reason, because they so comically missed the fucking point of Sword Art Online. Like, the reason I will hold to Dragon Ball Z Abridged is the best abridged anime version is because it held to the spirit of Dragon Ball. The people who made it were Dragon Ball fans. They understood the spirit of Dragon Ball. They understood what Dragon Ball was trying to say, and they moved in that direction when they created it. There is a clear, almost disdain created by Something Witty Entertainment when they create Sword Art Online Abridged. And I will not say that I do not enjoy it, but to say it is better than the original is fucking baffling, because they have so comically missed the point of the fundamental underlying themes of Sword Art Online that they have fundamentally fucked themselves. They are incapable of telling the story of Sword Art Online as far as phallicization, because they have so fundamentally misunderstood what fucking Sword Art Online is about. It is baffling to me. It is a level of hubris and incompetence that pisses me off to no fucking end. Now, again, Something Witty Entertainment made an entertaining abridged series, but to say it is better than Sword Art Online is fucking absurd. They have backed themselves into a fucking corner with their writing because they were incapable of sticking to the actual script of the original, because, as baffling as it sounds, Reiki Kawahara knew what he was fucking doing when he wrote Sword Art Online. I'm not going to say he was a good writer. I think he had his better moments. I think Gun Gale Online is probably the peak of his writing, but he did successfully create War of Underworld, which is the best written war arc in any anime I have ever seen in my entire fucking life. Like, the man gets better as writing as it goes, and the hubris to assume that you could fucking surpass him by just making some bullshit up and making pop culture references is fucking absurd. It is fucking absurd, and it is infuriating. I feel similar when people get annoyed that Adachi's answer when he was asked why he does things in P4 was because I could and it was fun. I feel like everything about Adachi, from shit he says and his general demeanor, you get the vibe that his answer fits all of that. Adachi's probably the best thing about P4 aside from setting. I don't like Adachi, personally, but I would be lying to tell you that Adachi is not a realistic character. Like, people are saying, like, Adachi doesn't have a motivation, so he's not sympathetic, so he's not a real character. Like, so many serial killers would have answers exactly like Adachi. Like, Adachi is so real that I find him boring as a person, is my thing. Someone once said the investigation team were expecting to find a villain like Shido, but in reality, they get an angry incel. Pretty realistic, I guess. Yeah. No, I'm not going to say Adachi isn't realistic. Adachi is super realistic. That's actually why I don't like him. I think he's so realistic, I find him boring, personally. But I understand why someone would enjoy the realism of Adachi. I find most abridged parodies to be not all that funny. I've seen some mixed results. I enjoy a lot of them. I think DBZA is like the peak. Because the thing is, Team 4-Star knew Dragon Ball. They knew Dragon Ball, they respected Dragon Ball, they clearly liked Dragon Ball, enough to move in the correct direction. Excuse me. Something Witty Entertainment, with SAO Abridged, they made a good adaptation, they made a funny show, they made a good show. I did enjoy the show. I'd be lying to say I didn't enjoy the show. But they didn't make Sword Art Online. Like, DBZA made Dragon Ball Z. They made it. To the point where I would say they actually made it better because they moved in the same direction but more consistent, but also with the comedy and the drama integrated. Whereas SAO Abridged is not Sword Art Online. They didn't even attempt it. They didn't attempt to abridge it. They tried to make something better. They tried to make something else, and in doing so, they failed to create Sword Art Online. Which is why I'm saying, like, you cannot produce. Like they even said they're like, we don't think we can do Alfheim. We were just planning to stop at the end of the first game because like they really wrote themselves in a corner. Because when you get the creator of Sword Art Online coming back at Alicization, how are you going to do that with his motivation presented in SAO Abridged? You can't. They fucked themselves. They genuinely fucked themselves because of a fundamental misunderstanding. They assumed Sword Art Online was worse written than it actually was. No, I'm not going to say it's like the perfect written. I genuinely think the Caliburn arc is trash. Just god-awful garbage. But, like, and I am not a fan of fucking Mother's Rosario. But Reki Kawahara is not as bad of a writer as people think he is. And a lot of people hop on this meme that Sword Art Online is bad and it's terrible. And only stupid people like Sword Art Online. And they don't bother to engage with Sword Art Online as a medium. And they refuse to acknowledge the fact that like Sword Art Online has things going for it. And you can clearly tell that like Something Witting Entertainment had a disdain for Sword Art Online when they go into it. They were clearly not fans. So they didn't understand it enough to engage with it on a fundamental level to understand where the author was coming from. And so they have fucked themselves. They have fundamentally fucked themselves. I have no idea how they're going to do Alicization. They can't. They have to stop or they have to completely rewrite the entire series. They have genuinely backed themselves into a corner because they did not understand the media that they were working with. Shit fart online. I'm not saying you have to like Sword Art Online, but I have to. But the main takeaway I'm trying to say is that like their dislike of Sword Art Online has fucked them. Like they can't adapt the series based on the changes they made. They have to change the entire story. Now they have fucked themselves because they were incapable of seeing that like maybe the author knew what he was doing. Adachi was definitely a good change of pace from previous Persona villains like Guido, Narlithotep, Takia, pretty much as a nihilistic businessman obsessed with the occult, an evil god, and a crazy cult leader. I'm not saying he wasn't. I personally do not like Adachi, but I don't hate people that like Adachi is, if anything, one of the most realistic Persona villains. Shido's pretty realistic. Like, if a businessman had access to mind-controlling psychic powers, I'm sure he would try and run for prime minister, to be honest with you. But, like, Adachi is, like beat for beat, code for code serial killer. He's like, why'd you do it? I don't know. It was fun. I could. Fuck you. So I'll never be one of those people that say Adachi's not realistic, but I'm going to say that, like, Adachi's realism is why I don't like him. Like, he's so realistic, I find him boring. But, anyway, that's enough about my, I don't even hate SAO Abridged, because I do actually enjoy it. I think it's funny, and I do like it, but I hate the attitude it has towards the original, because I actually do think SAO is a worthwhile series that gets better as it goes. Like, again, War of Underworld is really good. Like, really good. Shido feels like Hikawa or Guido if they didn't have occult magic, sort of. Shido is like mustache twirling evil, but like, is he unrealistic? Like, ask yourself this. Like, if a businessman came across the ability to mind control people and murder them in their minds, would he pass that up? Like, if you had like no morals and you were like a rich politician, would they pass that up? Right? Can you not see a politician trying to sexually force himself on a subordinate while drunk? Can you not see that? Like, is Shido, can you not see him leveraging his political influence to fuck over a teenager that was trying to stop his, like, a sexual assault of a woman? Like, you can't say Shido's not a real dude. Like, Shido's a real dude. It is, like, almost eerily so. Cowell wanted a world with no emotions. Guidon wanted to be a god, but he also wanted everyone to just be him. So... But anyway, yeah, Gen Urobuchi. I'm not a big Gen Urobuchi fan. I have sort of mixed success. I really do not like Fate Zero. I fucking hate Fate Zero. Like, genuinely, 2 out of 10 hate Fate Zero. Breaking news, duck found in lake. Holy shit, that is breaking news. What kind of duck? What the fuck were we talking about? I got so passionate about defending Sword Art Online that I forgot we were talking. I liked Fate Zero. I really don't. I really don't. I will say that, like, you can probably guess part of my issue is, like, episode 1 is boring bullshit that no one cares about. Genuinely, if you care about episode 1, it's only because you've seen Fate Zero multiple times. Because episode 1 is boring bullshit that, like, no one cares about and has no effect on the rest of the franchise. Also, it's because Gen Urobuchi, being the famous woman hater he is, has a clear disdain for Saber. And as you know, the only Fate character I care about is Saber. So the fact that Fate Zero has a clear disdain towards Saber causes issues with me. I'm not going to necessarily say it's terrible. Like, I don't think it's terrible. I think it has issues, for sure. Like, if I were to break it down on a writing level, I would certainly have issues with, like, the portrayal of, like, Giles D. Reyes and the fact that no one at any point finds out the information about Gilgamesh, but in Fate Stay Night, they immediately figure it out. I mean, like, come on. Like, there's some writing issues with Fate Zero, but, like, genuinely my number one issue is I absolutely hate everything going on with Saber with that. Because, like, Gen Urobuchi's hatred of women is clear towards the way he treats Saber in that. And the fact that I really don't care about anyone in Fate outside of Saber is, like, a big factor of that. No, I get that. Like, I don't... Fate Zero is one of those ones where I get why people would enjoy it. Like, it's not one of those ones where I hate it. It's just, like, personally, what I want out of Fate is Saber. And I hate how everything Fate Zero does with Saber. Like, the fucking, Banquet of Kings or something is terrible. It treats Saber real fucking bad. I was actually a pretty big Xander fan until that scene, in fact. A lot of stuff about Saber not being a good king was in the Fate route of the visual novel. It's like her main thing is she wants the Grail to change the past, so she wasn't a king. No, I understand that that's her objective. I don't like Saber. See, there you go. There's the difference right there. Yeah, no, like Saber's the only character I care about, really. I care a little bit about Shiro. I think Shiro's a little interesting. Shiro's an interesting character, but, like, as I've said before, if Fate isn't about Saber or Shiro, I don't give a shit. I genuinely don't. I don't give a shit about anyone that's not those two characters. And a big thing is, like, I don't like Nasu's writing. As evidenced by the soon-to-be released and increasingly released Garden of Sinners videos, where you will watch me progressively hate the series more as those videos go. Spoilers. Sure, it's funny because him and Rin were originally the same character. I don't like Rin. I know a lot of people love Rin. She is a generic-ass tsundere to me. There is nothing about Rin I enjoy. I like Sakura more than I like Rin. And I know there's a lot of Sakura haters. Genuinely, I prefer Heaven's Feel to Unlimited Blade Works. The coolest thing about Unlimited Blade Works to me is the final battle between Shiro and Gilgamesh. Also, I kind of don't like Gilgamesh anymore. Just because he's, like, a huge rapist? Like, can we talk about that? I will say I think Tsukihime is better story than Fate. I could totally see that. Like, just watching the Tsukihime anime versus Fate, I think a better fleshed out version of Tsukihime is probably more enjoyable than Fate. Like I said, the only route I'm, like, super strong about in Fate is, like, the Saber route, because I only care about Saber. Like, the big takeaway is I only care about Saber. I don't really like Type Moon stuff, I think, is what I've realized as I've engaged more with it. And I've engaged with a good amount of the anime. The Garden of Sinners is terrible. That's it. I'm just dropping it. I'm about 50% through the rewatch. I'm going into movie 6, so I still have 6, 7, 8, and Future. And I can't imagine the next 5 are going to be any better. But we were somehow supposed to be talking about Pre-Tier, the new Legend of Snow White. Did Gen Why did I say Gen Urobuchi? How did we get to Gen Urobuchi on this? Sato Junichi worked on this. Now that I think about it, I have 2... What I would... Genuinely, I actually think, outside of the original Studio Dean 2006 Fate Stay Night anime, which I absolutely love, I would probably enjoy a proper Tsukihime adaptation. If they made a proper Tsukihime adaptation, just based on the original Tsukihime anime, I would probably actually enjoy that more than I would like Fate Stay Night. Because Fate Stay Night especially like hit special aspects to me because I was a big mythology fan. But the mythology in Fate Stay Night is actually a lot of bullshit. Like, it gets worse as it goes. So I would probably enjoy a full, proper Tsukihime adaptation more than I would anything else. Although I would like a proper Avalon route. Like, Avalon ending Fate Stay Night adaptation would be my ideal. Or Hollow Altarexia. I really wish they would finish the Fate storyline. Because they're, like, mostly going with, like, Grand Order and shit, and I don't pay attention to Grand Order. Although I will say the Camelot movies were pretty good. If anyone's ever seen the Fate Camelot movies, those were pretty good. Now, granted, you might notice that I am pointing out a Fate storyline that also happened to involve Saber, more specifically, Goddess Rongiminiad. So my love of Saber might be showing, but you know that I think about it, I do have 2 Tsukihime art books. Yeah. I enjoyed the Tsukihime art. Like, I know a lot of, like, hardcore Tsukihime fans are like, the anime's trash, but I enjoyed the abridged anime version, so I think I would probably enjoy a full version. Like, I would be interested in a full-on Tsukihime anime adaptation if they like, did a proper one. I think Nasu's tightest written novel is with On the Holy Night, because the problem with Fate and Tsukihime is mainly the roots and shit. There's so many regular, singular narrative that Tsukihime comes close with the Aracrud. Excuse me. I can't read that. I know who the character is, though. On Witch on the Holy Night was originally a single novel that became a visual novel, so it's just a linear story. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm not... The more I realize is, like, I don't like Nasu's writing style. Although I do acknowledge that Gen Urobuchi did Fate Zero, but I don't like Gen Urobuchi's writing style either, to be fair. The thing is, I have a lot more Type Moon art books than I thought I did. But I don't think that's uncommon. I think Gen Urobuchi rubs a lot of people the wrong way. But I will say that, like, Madoka Magica has grown on me. Nasu's problem is he loves his magic system. It's overly complicated. I will say that, like, Paradox Spiral, like the 5th Garden of Sinners movie, gets super into it. And I'm like, I don't give a shit about this. Like, this is for... The thing is, here's what I'm going to say. A lot of people... He came up with that shit when he was a teenager, and he's not separating about it. Here's what I'm going to say about magic systems. A lot of people will hold magic systems as the end-all, be-all of a narrative, but the thing is, if your magic system isn't supporting your narrative and isn't working in goals of your narrative, it's sort of useless. So, like, overly elaborate magic systems don't do anything for me. They actually detract from a series. I don't care about how intricate and overly detailed your magic system is. I want your A point to go to your B point. That's all I give a shit about. I don't care about how much you thought about the Counterforce or the fucking Akashic Records or about third magic. I want to know how point A goes to point B. That's the only thing I care about. The best description of it comes from Witch of the Holy Night because it wrote the first time he wrote it, so he had to explain it in a way that actually makes sense. It's not great in Garden of Sinners. I'll say that right now. Like, I understand it, but it's stupid, is the problem. The bigger problem is the more I learn about this magic system, the more I don't like it. is the thing. Because like it keeps adding layers, and I'm like, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit about any of this? Why would I care? How does this serve the narrative? Just say character A wants MacGuffin. That's it. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know about any of this fucking bullshit nonsense. So, anyway. And then they have like two names where they're like, oh yes, the fucking derivative force is the same thing as the counter force. And I'm like, let's just call it one of them. Why do you need two names for the same thing? You're just using synonyms. Shut the fuck up. That's actually the downside of Garda Center Tsukihime, because they name drop shit from it without explaining, expecting you to know. I will say the movie explains it well enough, outside of stray thoughts in like movie 2, where it's like stray thoughts, and I'm like, the fuck is a stray thought? I will say that I think it's an accurately enough, like, I can probably guess what it is just based on the name, but like, they don't explain it, so I just have to guess. Tsukihime, our crew name drops reality marble. I think you mean reality marble, and never explains what that is. I will say that I know what a reality marble is mostly from... I was going to say I mostly know about it from, like, Fate Zero, because I think Fate Zero gives you the best description of what a reality marble is. But... no, I mostly know about it from external sources and comments in the wiki and shit, because a reality marble constitutes your own version of reality being different from the original version of reality, and then applying, like a layer over it? Isn't that correct, or am I making my own bullshit up right now? Because I've used concepts of overlaying realities in my own overly elaborate magic systems. My biggest issue with Natsu is he writes magic systems like I write magic systems. And that annoys me. It's called Marble Reality and Garden of Sinners and Tsukihime, at least in the translations. Yeah, I believe if you look up on the wiki right now, it's Reality Marble. I think it's pretty definitively Reality Marble. Because that's what they call it in everything else. Yeah, it's Reality Marble even on Type Moon Wiki. Hold on. Let me close that. Yeah, Reality Marble. Materialization and projection of one's inner world onto the following thaumaturgical theory world egg. See, that's... shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. It's just a fucking aim field from a certain magical index. In certain magical index, they're like, it's an aim field. Like, shut the fuck up, Nasu. Fuck you. Anyway, yeah. Pre-tier. We should probably stop talking about my hatred of the Nasu-verse. Saber's best girl. I love Saber. If it's not Saber, I don't care. Except for Shiro, which I kind of like. I do kind of like Shiro. I like Saber, and I like Shiro, and I like Saber interacting with Shiro. And that's it. I think everything else is terrible. Garden of Sinners, at least the first half, is bad. And worse than bad, I think Overlooking View is actually harmful and could potentially cause more suicides. I don't think it ever has, because I don't think anyone has ever committed suicide due to Overlooking View, but it uses rhetoric and thought processes that enforce suicidal ideation, and I think it's a very harmful piece of media, and I think the portrayal of rape in Lingering View, or Lingering Sense of Pain, is... I wouldn't say harmful, but I would definitely say it is juvenile and tacky. It's just not good. Like, the use of rape throughout the series, it's juvenile. Like, my main issue with Garden of Sinners is it's, like, I summed it up as, like, edgy teenage bullshit. It is, like, not It's genuinely not well written. It's just like shock value for the sake of shock value, discussing topics that the author is clearly not mature or nuanced enough to properly tackle. It is just like juvenile, fucking banal, immature bullshit. It is like, and like I don't have any sort of like disdain or judgment for the people who enjoy it, but it is like real low class, like lowest common denominator shit is the problem. And like you see that sort of like writing and that like cliche genre driven like uncreativity reflected even throughout Fate Stay Night. Like realistically, like Rin is just a fucking tsundere. Like there is nothing to these fucking characters. Like Nasu's not a good writer. Like he might get better as the series goes on, but as far as the anime adaptations go, it is like have standards. If you're a fan. I'm drunk. I might walk this back while sober. If you're a fan of Garden of Sinners and Fate Stay Night, have fucking standards for yourself. You deserve better. You deserve better written bullshit than Garden of Sinners and Fate Stay Night. You're worth more than that shit. Watch better shit. God damn it. Elisa Tsukiyama, Garden of Sinners. It's just there's a lot less magic going on in just murder. I don't understand you. Have higher standards. Have higher standards. Request your media engage intellectually with the subject matter it's willing to engage in. If someone brings up rape or fucking suicide, make them fucking discuss it in a fucking mature, well thought out, properly constructed manner, rather than just saying the first bullshit that comes to their fucking mind. God damn it. It's actually harmful. There are psychological studies that show that the thought process implemented in overlooking view is actually harmful. The fucking rhetoric that they use in the first Garden of Sinners movie actually causes suicides. And it's an anti-suicide movie. It's so bad. It's so fucking bad. Holy shit! Oh. Oh, holy shit! You want to read some real edgy bullshit? Go read Beauty Labyrinth of Razor. Oh God, that sounds terrible. What is this? What is this? Hold up. You caught my interest. Anyway, we're done. Go watch Pre-Tier, The New Legend of Snow White. It's on there because it's apparently a famous magical girl anime. I went off. I was not expecting. I'm drunk enough to go off on Garden of Sinners. What the fuck is Beauty Labyrinth of Razors? What is Beauty Labyrinth of Razors? A book by Jun Hayami. I'm not gonna say you can't get edgier. It's the only thing on Mal about it is the synopsis is lists of chapters and shit. So, excuse me. So I'm assuming it's an anthology series. Here it is on Open Library. I don't know what Open Library is. It's an erotica, which means it's sexy. Ooh. Maybe I should read it. GetTextbooks.com. A rare feast of unmitigatable atrocity, says Nicholas Burnoff. Pink samurai graphic art by Jun Hayama. in the Japanese erotic, grotesque uroguro style of manga, a unique fusion of sex violence unlike anything seen in Western comics. Deranged killers, innocent young women, and leering perverts collide in some of the most feverishly lurid fantasies ever committed to paper. Beauty Labyrinth of Razors is a compendium of Jun Hayama's most disturbing work, containing 12 series selected from his books and never before translated and published in English, with a translation by James Havoc and Takako Shinakado, and an introduction by Jack Hunter, author of Eros in Hell, strictly for adult readers. I'm going to say this right now. I've probably seen worse. Whatever this is, I've probably seen worse. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to images. I'm going to turn off safe search. And we're going to see how bad it gets. So if you want to know what I'm seeing right now, it is images of razors. Like actual razors, like shaving razors, like women's shaving razors, and a single cosplay of David Bowie from the movie Labyrinth. So, I'm going to be totally honest, I'm disappointed. Here we go. I'm going to be honest. I'm just seeing really bad novel covers now that I've added book. I'd mostly a collection of short stories of women being murdered in erotic ways for readers' enjoyment, and I could not finish it. I'm sure I would consider it tame. It's probably tame. I'm sure I've seen worse. Oh, speaking of me having seen worse, though, I'm sure you would. I've slipped on Anime Plus as far as my anime achievements go. I've slipped into like an ecchi level achievement, and I'm like very close into. As much as I like Suhiri Maru, I can't even read all of his shit. I'm sure I'd be fine. I have a very, very strong stomach as far as that stuff goes. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't been able to read to completion. What usually gets me is emotional trauma and, like, cheating. I really don't like cheating. Like, cheating is my, like, number one pet peeve as far as, like, media goes. And I don't know why it hits me so far. I would say that, like, personally... Ooh, should I share this? I'm drunk enough to share this, but my brain is just cognizant enough to hold off this personal bit of information. I think it's okay, because I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing it. It's just, like, really deeply personal. Is that, like, So you want me to DM you a metric shit ton of NTR... I don't like NTR. NTR is like my least favorite thing. I don't like... Okay, so if we're talking genres, I am not a fan of NTR. I'm not a fan of cheating. I'm not a fan of swinging. Anything where partners get swapped or, like, manipulated. I'm very, like, vanilla coded as far as that goes. And I don't like... Yeah, I don't like, Yeah, cheating, NTR, swinging. I don't like rape. I don't like any forced non-con stuff. I'm really not a fan of that. Like hypnosis or stuff like that. Blackmail. Anything where, like, someone's consent is not part of the act, I'm very against. I'm not, like, it's like an immediate turnoff. Stuff like that. I'm also not into, like, hardcore, like, man-on-man, like, Barra stuff. Because I don't like dudes. No hate against anyone who likes dudes, but, like, I don't find dudes attractive in any metric. Maybe you couldn't stomach Maru short stories because there's a fuck ton of rape. I could probably stomach it, but that's like not my thing necessarily. But like, you'd be surprised my capacity to tolerate media, though. Like, I could go a lot hardcore than you'd expect. So, because a lot of people will bring up like Uroguro, and I'm fine with it. So, I feel like you're not supposed to like it. So, um, but yeah, those are my turn offs. My turn offs are bara, rape, blackmail, hypnosis, NTR, cheating, swinging. Those are my turn offs. I don't like that. I don't like any of that stuff. So, um, yeah. But I guess now you know. I'm drunk enough that I think that's a lot of people's turnoffs. Seeing a trend here. I don't like non-con. I really don't. Like there's some people whose like fetish is like non-con, and I'm not. I'm not into it. I'm not into it. Like if that's your thing, assuming you're like if that's your thing and you're doing it in a healthy and constructive way with consenting partners, pseudo consenting partners, that's okay with me. Don't go raping anyone. I'm very anti-rape. I don't like rape, but it's not my thing. I don't like it. I don't like like if I'm with a woman and she's like no, I'm like done. Okay, understood. 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 Stopping immediately is what I'm saying. So I don't like the I don't like any of that personally. I know there's like a lot of people who are really into it, but like it's kind of gross. I also don't like I don't think there's like a porn genre of like sexual harassment, but like I don't like sexual harassment either. It's really gross. I try and be like respectful of people's like consent, and I'm saying this like it's dirty, and I think this is the most normal thing I've ever said on stream. I'm like, I'm really respectful of consent, and I really like it when people are all involved and enjoying the sexual activity. And I'm saying it like it's dirty, and I'm like, I think this is the most normal thing I've ever said on stream in my entire life. Most of the adult manga I have are all very violent. Like, I don't consider any erotic, at least to me. Like, I struggle to call Kite a hentai because I cannot imagine anyone get off to it. Kite's a little more sexual. Not that I got off to Kite or anything, but Kite's a little more sexual because the main character is more into it than you would have expected. Excuse me, based on the subject matter. It's clearly like because the main character is clearly pushed into it through social dynamics. But excuse me, I struggle to almost call it full-on rape. Because I think like one character being like physically forced, but it's more like sociological pressure. Not sociological, that's a wrong word. Psychological pressure. It's more like psychological pressure and like social power dynamics forcing the character down in that scenario, which I guess is technically through more modern definitions considered rape, but is like so someone who was like alive during the 90s, like situations like that were less leaned on as rapes. Like it's like Gen Z rape, but it's like not physical rape. It's more like emotional, intellectual rape. Kite feels more like an action crime thriller with very graphic sex scenes. No, I could totally see that for sure. I think it's morally reprehensible. I want to be clear, because I don't want to say I condone the actions that occur in Kite, but it doesn't necessarily feel like strictly non-consensual as far as the character's reaction to the events go. If that makes any more sense. It's very gritty and not kosher. Same with Urotsuki Joji. That's like an action anime with sex. Yeah. I don't think it's a portrayed. Well, the characters in Kite are all terrible. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like Kite. I don't know. Like Kite in a more modern definition of rape is rape, but like when I was growing up, Kite would not have been considered rape. It would have been considered consensual, if that makes any sense. And there's sort of like an upbringing, social dynamic aspect related to that. I don't think that Kite, the sexual acts portrayed in Kite, are necessarily morally okay. I do think that they were definitely like the guy, especially in Kite, like the who's like essentially slave owns this like teenage girl who's forcing her into sexual situations due to power dynamics. He's definitely a bad guy for sure, and I do think the sex scenes are definitely like morally wrong. But due to my own upbringing and like social pressures from the times when I was around, I struggle to fully commit the word rape to it. Necessarily, but I would definitely say morally incorrect 100%. 100%. I'm not supporting it in any regard. I denounce it fully with my fucking chest. But I struggle to put the word to it, if that makes any sense. What if a scene Kite with the nameless woman tied up and got raped? Well, that woman got fucking raped. So fair enough. I don't remember that scene, actually. I mostly just remember the main character. The sex scene with the guy is mostly... I don't remember the woman getting tied. If a woman gets tied up and she's like not consenting, that's rape. That's straight rape. That's unquestionable. I'm not even going to debate it. That's just what happened. Salwa is a little more blurry because she's a very interesting character. Yeah. Salwa is what I'm referencing. I don't remember the woman getting tied up. If the woman gets like tied up against her will and is then sexually assaulted, that's straight rape. There's no argument. There's no debate. There's no like, oh, but it was a different time. Like, no, that's rape. That's straight rape. I'll say when I read Kite was Tarantino's favorite anime, I was like, yeah, that checks out. But anyway, what were we fucking talking about? Oh yeah, my opinions of shit. We were talking about pre-tier, but I already turned that off. So I think this is actually the closing out of this. But anyway, yeah, I have a stronger tolerance. I have not read Euphoria, but I bet I could read Euphoria. I bet I could read Megabytes. Well, Megabytes might fuck me up a little. Well, you know what? I would almost challenge... The problem is I don't want to commit to it because it would be too long. The problem is whatever you recommend me is going to be too long, but I was going to say you could give me the hardest fucking core shit you could, and I bet I could sandbag that shit. Kite Like McDoka gets better the more I watch it. I read Euphoria. I puked twice playing that visual novel. I bet I could make it through Euphoria. What is in Euphoria? I bet there's nothing in Euphoria I couldn't make it through. I'm not a big scat fan, which I understand Euphoria has. Because I don't like poop. That's another turnoff of me. Don't poop on me. Get your poop out of here. And I've told enough stories about that I think everyone is well familiar with the fact that Sack is not a poop fan. Threw up when he came all over the food. And see, that's Goken. I'm fine with Goken. I have no problem with Goken. But, like, I'm not a scat fan. I really don't like scat. Male protagonist. This is according to Visual Novel Database. Confinement, branching plot, violence, ADV, sadist protagonist, torture, multiple endings, red text ending, fear of death, high school protagonist, high school heroine, desperation, heroine selection, modern day, arrogant heroine, panic button. What does panic button mean? That the viewer is like, I don't want to see this. Please stop. Protagonist, childhood friend as heroine, ejaculation forewarner, gore filter, gore, multiple route mystery, unlockable gallery, more than 7 endings, unlockable choices, music resolution, bad ending student here. Isn't there... We shouldn't do this. This is going to get deleted. Hold on. We're going to do that. Someone should stop me. Someone should stop me. Someone needs to stop me. Because I'm about to look up Euphoria CGs, and we're going to see how bad it is. We're going to see. Someone sober needs to stop me. Because we're about to do this live. We're going to see how fucked up Drunk Sack gets. I've already found them. I've already found them. I found them, everyone. You got to stop me. There's 37 pages of this. Let's do it. We're doing it. We're doing live. We're doing it live. I'm not showing them. Here we go. There's a lot of censored vagina right now. Can I hit the left key on my... I can. Okay, here we go. I've got a girl with a white ribbon, and she's touching herself. Hey, Mac here. My only mod in chat didn't stop me. So before the end of the game, we're looking up hentai game CGs. I have a girl squirting and a guy pissing. Coming. Here's a fun fact about girl squirt. Is it actually comes from the urethral opening. So it's actually just basically piss. Like, there's some gland leakage that occurs from it, so it's not like 100% piss, but like if a girl squirts on you, she's mostly just pissing on you. So that's fun. There's 1,400 of these. There's blood in this one, so I'm assuming this girl with the white ribbon was a virgin. Can we classify this as play? I feel like most people don't know that fact. I think they think it's a different fluid, but it is actually, in fact, piss. But yeah, it is urethral fluid. You didn't know that? Yeah, see, I feel like most people don't know that she's shitting out a pig. This girl just shit out a pig plushie. What the fuck is the what the fuck is the context for this? I was what the fuck? What the fuck is happening to this? I think this is organized by girl. We have a bunch of electrodes attached to a girl. She's getting shocked. The electrode placement is actually shockingly realistic. It's like my breasts, nipples, clit, labia, and inner thigh, which actually increases blood flow to the inner labia. So whoever did this actually knows what they're doing. Oh, she's pissing herself. This is the worst thing I've ever done on stream. Maid, why are you letting me do this? How are you not reining in Drunk Sack? We've just got a fucking boob job. Here's the fun thing about boob jobs. It hurts. It's like... Because like pushing your boobs against a dick is like actually painful for the woman. Like, I've known women that are like complaining about it. It's like, oh, I tried it and it fucking hurts and it sucks. So it's like you see it in like hentai and shit, but like it's like good luck getting an actual woman to like willingly like shove her chest together like that for like an extended period of time. All right, we have white-haired ribbon girl. She's giving a blowjob. She's getting jizzed on. Oh, we got some sex going on. Yeah. Boob jobs are not good for the woman. They don't like it. I personally never received a boob job, and I can't imagine it's that pleasant, to be honest. Like, boobs are nice, but I'd like rather touch them with my hands than my dick. If you know what I'm saying? Like for an extended period of time. This is like really tame so far. I'm like actually disappointed. I was like hoping someone would get decapitated and we get to see someone fuck a neck hole or some shit. This is like really fucking banal, like bullshit. Like this is the kind of shit that like normies think is hardcore. Someone needs to like shit on a plate and eat spaghetti or some shit. You know what I'm saying? I think we're getting to that. What's happening? Someone needs to fucking say something. Is she just eat a sock? What the fuck is happening? Don't eat socks. That's not healthy. Oh god, it's like a shit-stained underwear. Okay, that actually is a little gross. Where did you even get shit-stained underwear from? Wipe your ass! Oh, now he's pissing on her. That's a little gross. Look at the growth of master remark. Oh. Okay, now he's all tied up. I thought he was like the dominator in this. Now she's like fingering his asshole. I don't like rim jobs either. Have I said that? I've said that now. I don't like rim jobs. I think they're kind of gross. Butt stuff is kind of gross, actually. It's because I'm not a poop fan. Oh, she's all tied up. Okay. This is going to be a... Oh, fuck! He, like, split her stomach open. But they censored it? Like fucking cowards? Show the intestines, you fucking bitches! Maid, is this fucking, like, vivisection the worst they're gonna get? Because if this vivisection is the worst they're gonna get, you're not gonna disturb me. Because we're like 300 now, and we've changed girls. So no pegging. Pegging's like mild shit. I want shit that'll fuck me up, alright? I want to have nightmares tonight. That's what I want. Drunk Sack wants nightmares. Pretty much, that's it? Okay, this is some mild bullshit. I've seen way worse than that. Yeah, I just saw a girl get, like her stomach sliced open and then murdered, and her eyes are, like, open, and I'm like, that's it? That's fucking it? That's fucking nothing. That's fucking baby shit, alright? I wake up to that shit. I want more. In terms of gore, there's one character with no eyes, but she's never naked. That's fucking bull. Nah, get out of here. Alright, I'm gonna say it. I don't think Euphoria has the capacity to disturb me then. If that's the best you got. If like a fucking woman getting her fucking intestines ripped out, but it's censored, is the best you got, Euphoria is never gonna get me. Alabama Hot Pocket. Yeah, see, fucking Mectier's just dropping it. We have a speculum fucking part in a girl's anus, and he's flashing a flashlight in it. Get the fuck out of here. This is baby shit. With Megabytes. Megabytes is fucking crazy. You want me to do Megabytes live? Are we serious about this? I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I'll fucking do it. I'm already doing it. I'm a little too drunk to touch. No, we're doing it. We're doing it. I'm already doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the bonus. I want the real shit. I want the real shit. Decensored. Decensored. Decensored, baby. Let's go. I'll do it. That's it. Sex drunk enough. I'll look at any fucked up hentai you've got. I don't even care. I accidentally clicked on Tubi, but because I'm a little too drunk. There we go. We got a girl getting her fucking ear cut off. That's stuff. Up, limb removal. That's normal. Come on, hit me with it, baby. What about being trunk funked by an elephant woman? That's nothing, girl. Oh, her tit's getting cut off. Oh, eye gouged. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go. Harder. Let's go, fucker. Get me. Oh, nosebleed. Whatever. Whatever. Let's do it. Let's go. Oh, she's getting disemboweled while being raped. Let's do it. There we go. Maggot bites. Let's do it. Oh, he's taking her guts out. Oh, it's coming out of her mouth now. Oh. Now she's got two dicks. She had a dick and then she's got two dicks. Whatever, I've seen dicks before. Let's go on. Let's do it. Let's do it. I wasn't expecting dicks, but let's do it. Oh, we're sucking her dick. Oh. You're gonna love editing. May, don't tell me about the editing, please. The editing is going to be the worst. We got a girl getting sucked off while being fisted. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I don't fucking care. Let's fucking do it. I'm drunk. I'm too drunk to stop myself. Let's do it. Fingering. We've got a Fuda. There's more Fuda in this than I thought. Oh. Now she's sucking herself. Good for her. Good for her. I'm sober enough to not say anything about that. Alright, we got a tit job. There's a lot of Fuda in this. There's like a lot of Fuda. We have a literal pig fucking this woman with its corkscrew dick. This is mild. Get out of shit. Come on, hit me harder. Is this it? This is the girl with... Ew. Okay, that's actually gross. There's like weird bulbous red growths on this girl's dick. Oh, now they're shoving another dick into it. Honestly, shoving a dick into a dick is mild bullshit, but like the weird growths on the girl's dick, that's actually kind of gross. So now we know my line. Someone got their arm cut off. Now we know my line. My line is sexually transmitted diseases. You show me gonorrhea, I'm fucking out. Well, we've got tentacle rape. That's mild. Everyone's seen tentacle rape before. Oh, we've got vomit. That's mild. Oh, we have fucking nose and ear fucking. Who hasn't seen that before? Get out of here. That's mild bullshit. The worst part about this is I'm officially drunk enough that you can actually see the definitive point where Sack gets disturbed. Which is apparently never. This is just vanilla sex. Oh, we have a woman who is getting anally fucked so hard that her stomach's penetrated by tentacles and the tentacles come out. And now we have a woman getting branded by a hot iron. And it's burning her. And there's blood everywhere. Like, I'm not saying this is like a rat. Oh, they're burning her eye or something. Yeah, I have a lot of blue girl and a lot of tentacles. Yeah, I don't like tentacles, actually. Oh, okay, we have a guy cutting her tits off. Don't do that, man. She needs her tits. We have a woman getting shot with arrows. This is like, this is the part of the stream that is attractive to exactly no one. Because you're about to learn that there is probably no line where Sack gets completely off-put. Looks like they're just shooting her with arrows. They shot all of her eyes and mouth out with arrows. We have a woman getting fucked and raped while she's being punched to death. I don't like tentacles. I'm off put. I'm not. This is just normal foot stuff. Oh, we have a woman with all of her limbs chopped off and her eyes gouged out. And she's being raped. That's normal. We have a woman who is having her throat cut off and she's being decapitated. And we've got some guys. Guys are never sexy. I don't like guys. Let's see, woman getting raped and beaten while she's eviscerated. Oh, all of her limbs are cut off while she's being raped by tentacles, and then her stomach's cut open and she's being raped by tentacles through her stomach wound. Oh, woman puking her guts out, literally. And a woman getting punched in the face repetitively while she's choked while she's being raped. Same thing with a different woman. Oh, now she's being forced to give a blowjob and she's vomiting. And tentacles. Oh, they're eating through her tits. No, I'm not. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Maggot Bites is going to do it. I do think the acid play is really fucked up. But I don't think this is going to do it. I don't think this is going to. Oh, we're out. We're done. We're done. We're done, everyone. What am I looking up, Maid? You said a thing. That didn't do it. I didn't get through. Megabytes didn't do it for me. Like I said, I think you got to hit me emotionally. I don't think you're going to do any amount of. I don't think the Great Masturbator. I don't think there's an amount of violence you're going to hit me with. I don't think you're going to hit me with an amount of violence. I think what you have to do is hit me emotionally. I think it's got to be like related to like cheating or something. I doubt it'll do anything. Okay, I assume that what you heard me just go through probably said a lot about my tolerance level. Because I've always, like, bragged about the amount you're together. I assume you've always heard me brag about how, like, how much I'll tank through this shit. And I assume me listening through Ultra Gash Inferno. Is it Ultra Gash Inferno? Yeah, you crossed my limits. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, here we go. Oh, we're gonna do it live. It's just short story and Ultra Gash Inferno. Okay, let's go. I can't like make the scene progress. I could literally. Oh, this is like the actual full thing. Okay, here we'll read it live then. Fuck it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Oh, there's like an incest angle to this. I'm not a big fan of incest. At least like, oh, we have eye licking. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We've like shriveled corpse. That's like on incest. That's like mild shit. Get out of here. Oh, we have a woman with like her eyes and brain splattered. That's normal. I'm like literally reading this word for word, by the way. If you're wondering how much I'm going into, I'm not just looking at the images. I'm literally reading the words. That's a little gross, I guess. He's like licking her wound or some shit. Like he like cuts open a womb thing and she like eats the womb. And he's like fisting her womb. That's a little gross, I guess. We've got a little turtle thing going on. What are we going on? Are we done? Oh, we're done already. That was it? That was it? I thought we were just starting. I thought we were getting into it. I thought we were gonna get fucking freaky with it, mate. That was it? Alright, well, I think I've successfully off-put everyone with my sheer tolerance for the amount of sexual violence I'm willing to tolerate. I feel like, genuinely, I read every word of that. Every single word of dialogue spoken of that. I'm less freaky than this, I might think. I honestly would not have pegged you as that freaky, frankly. Yeah, I read every spoken word dialogue of that, and I was actually shocked at, like, I was... I'm going to be honest. I think Maggot Bites was worse. Was Maggot Bites? Yeah. Some of those tentacle scenes. Because the art style was more realistic. And then there was, like, the vomit couple. Yeah, I think Maggot Bites was worse. Maggot Bites was worse than that. I think the fucking acid play scene where they, like, cut a woman's head off and then, like, sexually stimulate her nervous system, I think in Maggot Bites is, like, significantly worse than anything I just saw. Have you seen Tokyo Gore Police? Putrid Night, my favorite story in that book, does have cheating in it. I don't like cheating. But, like, that's, like, emotional. I think if you're going to hit me, I think you would struggle to gross me out from any sort of amount of physical sexual violence at this point. I think I'm too in there. I think you have to hit me at an emotional level. I think you have to hit me at, like, some soul-destroying cheating shit. Because I really, really don't like cheating. Like, I don't like cheating, and I don't like rape and shit like that. Like, I'm not a fan of that from more of an emotional aspect than a physical. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to show me an image, at least, like, that's, like, hand-drawn, that's going to fuck me up that hard. But I think if you, like, showed, like, an image of, like, a loving couple or something, and, like, the wife is, like, slowly stolen away or some shit like that, I think I would hate that. Like, like, that might hit me. Because I really do... Because personally, I put a lot of stock into, like, monogamy and shit like that. So I think you have to hit me from, like, a personal level. I don't think you can, like, show me, like, sexual violence or anything like that. Like, you'd have to get creative with it that I think would actually hit me, as demonstrated by me tanking through Maggot Bites like it was fucking nothing. In Putrid Nights, the main character and her husband plot to kill her husband. They're not loving them. Yeah, so... do you want me to look up Tokyo Gore Police right now, MacTier? Because while I'm tanking through Iroguro, do you want me to look up Tokyo Gore Police? Because I'll do it. Excuse me. This is my challenge to the viewers. Hit me as hard as you can. What is Tokyo Gore Police? Oh, this is like a full movie. I can hit images with image search off, but I don't know if I can't watch the whole movie live. We'll be here forever. I'm gonna say right now, MacTier, this is like live action. I don't think this is gonna do it. Because I don't think there's an accurate enough portrayal of this. By the way, like, you could probably be like, here's like an actual decapitation video or something like that. Like, that'll do it. Like, don't hit me with real life. I don't want to see a real person die. Like, that'll fucking, like, you can give me, like, here's a live link video and you'll succeed. Like, that's not the goal. Messenger of the Moon by Suhei Amara. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, Tokyo Gore Police I can't get any images of. It wasn't the gore that made you... What made you sick? Yeah, considering I'm like super into like super into monogamy, I bet you could hit me pretty hard with that. Like that's like if you're gonna hit me, it's probably an emotional level, which I'll name. DDT, DDDT, two D's and a T. Is that right? What am I looking at? Do I have to read this whole thing? We'll be here for a while. Well, probably not. Because I read very fast. Well, no, I mean, like, we're going to be here for like an hour if I have to read a whole manga. Ew, I don't like bugs. That's another way to get me is bugs. Messenger of the Moon? It's a short story in the book. Okay, so I'm looking for like an actual chapter in DDDT called Messenger of the Moon. Oh, there it is. All right, there we go. Let's do it. Let's do it, boy. I'm like reading it word for word. We have a banal ass sex scene, neck licking. Women love neck licking. Oh, we've got some bondage. What is that? A spec? Is that a fucking? It's rectalum cancer. She's shitting worms. She's vomiting worms. Oh. Hold on. I think they're pulling her teeth out. Oh, they're stomping on her stomach. This is nothing. Oh, they're hitting her on the head. I'm reading it. I'm reading it. They're giving enema and the guy's shitting out eyeballs and he's vomiting out eyeballs. That's it? Maid, that was actually so tame compared to the last thing you told me that I might actually need elaboration on why that gets you. Like, I actually think that was less awful than the last thing you told me. Which was you just grow it just hits you in the wrong way. Okay, I get that. Yeah, I mean it's not megabytes, I'll say that. Yeah, I don't know. I think the last thing was worse. Like I think the last thing by the same creator was like I think that hit me harder. Not that I think any of it was like that bad, but like Murray likes shit. You want to read Am I Your Twilight? You know what? Fuck it. Let's go. I'm actually confident at this point that I don't think anyone in my audience can hit me hard enough. I want to be clear. I don't think there isn't someone out there. Like if we went like globally, I think someone can hit me hard enough. I do think that. I do think there's someone that's like, check this out, and I'm like, ugh, oh, I hate that on a fundamental level. But I don't think anyone that watches me can hit me hard enough. I honestly, I would almost say take this as a compliment. I don't think my audience is fucked off enough. I don't think my audience is fucked up enough to hit me hard enough to disturb me. I think you all are too normal. Oh, this is Putrid Nights. I'm not finding something called... Oh, here we go. Am I Your Toilet? Chapter 6. Here we go. Let's go. Alright. Reading it word for word. Here we go. I ate a lot of potato salad. Ew. That's like a bug. I don't like bugs. You can probably get me real easy with bugs also. I'm like really not a bug fan. Alright, we got some piss drinking. That's it. That's time. Oh, hey, we're shitting bugs in a girl's mouth. No, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. We're done. We've already hit Z-Boy. That's it. That's it. That's got to go on for like 30 more like pages before that even fucking tickles me. What about a transformation cake? Nah. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think y'all can do it. I don't think y'all can do it. And I want you to take this as sincerely as a compliment as possible. I think y'all are too normie to hit me hard enough to actually fuck me up. I think I'm too. I think I'm too far gone for you to have anything that could hit me. I think Euphoria was as hard. Like not Euphoria. I think Megabytes is as hard as you're gonna get. Because I think Megabytes is still as fucked up as we've gotten so far. Happy to know I'm tame since others mute me when I talk about the shit here. No, I'm like that would have to go on for a while more. No, my weaknesses are probably like cheating, rape, blackmail, like emotional shit, and also bugs. I really don't like bugs. Like I've seen some shit where someone got like bugs shoved up their asshole, and I'm like, ew, I don't like this. I don't like bugs in assholes. I don't like bugs, because I have a bit of an insect phobia. So that's sort of my fall off point, but like, no, like, I don't know if that says more about you all being tame normies than it says about me being like having seen some absolute depraved monstrosity bullshit that would like scar the normal person. Probably the latter, honestly. Honestly, I'm going to go so far as to say the fact that like I'm tanking through all of this with no issue whatsoever probably says more about me than it says about you, but... Anyway, I think we're ending the stream now. We got an extra hour in there where I was just reading hentai. Like if a centipede fucked a woman? That's kind of gross. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of gross. I don't like that. I wanna mention, I should not say this on Twitch, but my immediate thought was like, what if the centipede was like extra long, and like what if it crawled through her asshole and then all the way through her digestive system, and then it crawled out of her mouth, and it was like just like running through her entire body? And that's where my brain immediately went with that. Like, because it was like, what if that was kind of like fucked me up? And I don't like centipedes. So I was like, that's where my brain went. So fucking stop. Yeah. The real question is, what's to say people who can't stand Maru's short stories? I think that's probably normal. I think I'm, in this scenario, more abnormal than most people. Especially because you're saying you're like, I don't like this, this is too much for me. And you're saying people like mute you over that. I think the fact that I'm like, being like, this is tame bullshit, like probably says more about me than more than you. Like, I think most people wouldn't be able to tolerate even that amount. So, like I've often bragged where I'm like, no, so I'm abnormal. I think you're abnormal, and I think I'm a fucking freak, is what I'm saying. Like I think you're like, on like a normal scale, there's like normal, and then there's like you, and like 5 layers up, there's like, this is fucking normal. This is normal. I think shitting worms. I think a worm enema. That's normal. That's fucking level 1. Let's get to it. I didn't tell you remember that I would read myself. Do you have more? What do you got? Let's do it. Let's do it live. No, hold on. I didn't realize there weren't more. I'm confident. I don't think he can. Not only do I think you can't hit me hard enough, I don't think he can hit me hard enough. I do have to piss though. Like real life, I do have to go to the bathroom. I'm drunk. Part of me wants to crack open this cold one. We're quoting fucking Cell from DBZA. Like, you, me, hard as you can. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Although these are actually short enough that I can read this whole thing. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. I don't. Not only do I not think you can hit me hard enough, I don't even think he can hit me hard enough. I'm legitimately reading it word for word. No, okay, yeah, no problem. I don't. Mate, you're gonna hate this. I don't even understand what. I don't even understand it. I don't even understand. Like, it's so nothing that I don't even know. Did I read the right part? I feel like I missed something. You're just a baby. I've read it like 3 times during the course of this. I even think the last one was worse. I don't understand. Do we... Okay, there's no other way to do this. I'm just going to read the whole DDT live. I don't think it's that long. Each one's like 5 pages. We're just going to read the whole fucking manga live. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just fucking read the whole thing live. Oh god, I'm going to have to add this. Just go to bed. Hold up. Let's do it. Well, I think we're reading DDDT. We're made it to chapter 2. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it. As a friendly reminder, I can read over 1,000 words a minute. I don't know if that's true while drunk, though. Eye shit. I don't like that. We have a woman who got her eye stabbed out with a needle. That's where I'm at right now. Although there's a line. Why did you pierce her eyes? Moron, that's what customers like. I'm sick, Dad. That's just like really on the nose. This is like really on the nose. It's like, oh, you're so fucked up. Oh, we stabbed her needle with a lie. Oh, that's fucked up. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's the point of doing like sick, depraved shit if you're just gonna point it out? Like, yeah, obviously, that's the fucking point. I'm reminded, like, I think his whole gimmick was like he was doing like sick, depraved shit because he was trying to see, like, he was trying to test the limits to see if they'd catch him out. Oh, this is just like celluloid America. I'm not gonna read this for the 5th time. Like, I'm reminded that, like, he was trying to see if someone would call him out on it. So I'm almost gonna say that I think, like, by context, I don't think that's just a weird line. Very slowly inside his pants, the pubes grew. I'm gonna say by design. I don't, because I am almost wondering, like, what Soy Hiramaru. I almost wonder if contextually he's doing this to, like, try and fuck with people. So this might be like the kind of like edgy bullshit where, like, someone is trying to, oh god, okay, there's like some actual scat there. Where it's like he's not like into it, he's just trying to, like, disturb you. And I think there is a level of disturbance that is created by people who are trying to disturb you that is not replicable by people who are actually into the thing that is disturbing you. If you know what I'm saying. I'm wondering if he's trying to fuck with you with these. Step 4, how to draw an erotic manga. As there are everyday asshole readers not happy if there's no story, put in the most stupid one you have in mind. That's my favorite part of this entire thing. I feel personally attacked by this. How much of this is there? You just read Rotten Pussy? Did I? Where he jumps in the toilet to escape? I don't think I have. Maybe I did. Okay, so there's 13 chapters of this, and I'm on chapter 7. Damn! On blast! Alright, we have a woman who's, like, gouged her dead boyfriend's eye out and shoved it into her vagina. Oh. Oh, she's taking her own eye out. She took both of her eyes out. Oh, she's stuck in her dick while blind. Oh, She stabbed herself. Alright. I'm gonna be honest. This is like... This feels like this stops before it gets disturbing. Like, this feels like he was, like, afraid of getting into it. Oh, I missed some lines. Does it count as reading if you read it while drunk? Anyway. Would anyone want to know what I have read most recently that actually disturbed me? Does anyone want to know? Does anyone want to know the last thing that actually got me? Okay, I'll see if I can find it. The stinkiest game. What chapter are we on? We're on chapter 11. I've almost read the entire of DDDT. As a reminder, while sober, I can read over 1,000 words a minute, if you're wondering how I'm getting through this so fast. There's a very, like, 1920s flapper vibe to this. I wonder if that was, like, the art style, or if he's just, like, invoking themes from the time. The Miraculous Man. Hopefully when I'm sober I remember to add this to my mal list. Yeah, I don't think I'm reading at peak speed. I'm actually surprised this wasn't the trigger. Because this is more like overt than anything. We've got like piss and scat and incest. Like there's no bugs or anything, but like I'm surprised that like this wasn't the hit. Like there's just like straight up feeding this girl, force feeding like piss and shit right now. Like, I'm surprised, and then now she's shitting. Like, I'm surprised that this wasn't, like, a trigger for you. Oh, you didn't make it this far. Okay. Yeah, it's like I'm like I'm actually like because I'm like that's the hardcorest thing that's been in this entire thing. I think this is the last chapter, isn't this? Isn't this 13? This is 13. This is the end. If I finish this, oh wow, okay, they're sewing her pussy shut. Okay, Moo Mister Rotten Pussy DDT and Infinite Love for Zero B for. Yeah, that last one is like where I assume most people would like not be able to handle it. Because I don't think most people could like assume like I can take it, but I don't think most people would be able to like tank through force feeding like shit piss mixture. Like that's a line I think most people can't get through because it's like actually kind of gross. This is like a whole story. He like put effort into this last one. Oh, that's no, that's mild. No, that ended really mild. I thought that was going places. I was like, "Oh, is he getting it? Is he getting it? Is he getting it?" It didn't. He didn't get it. He didn't get it at the end. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna say this last thing that hit me. What about an eel scene from A Cure for Wellness? I'm sure it's fine. I'm not. I'm not even gonna. We're because we gotta end the stream mostly because I gotta piss. Um. So we're gonna see if we can't find something like we're gonna see if I can find the last thing that like got me. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I'm sorry, maid. How do you spell cannibalism? I don't know how to spell cannibalism. Thank you. Um. Hold on. I can do this. We can find out. We can find out. We can do it. I believe in us. Don't believe in me. Don't believe in you. Believe in the me that believes in you. We'll do it. We'll find something that fucked me up, which means it's probably well past anyone in my entire audience. And I honestly, we're like at a point where I recommend like if I tell you what this is, I genuinely think you shouldn't watch read it. Like Because if that's where we're at, I don't think you're going to be able to do it. Well, after me showing Zach what a baby I'm so for real. I'm gonna drop the name on stream. Don't look at it, please. You can't. You won't. Either we have completely different lines, like alien different lines, or you or don't or do not. Okay. So you are looking at Cannibalism Restaurant, The First Visit by Awa. That's what it is. Cannibalism, The First Visit by Awa. Don't. For the love of fucking God. If test yourself before you get to this point. And if at any point you were like, nope, then you know you're lying. The grossest thing ever crossed was 120 Days of Sodom on a scale of 1 to 10. Is it about that German guy? No, it's not about that German guy. It's like an Iroguro hentai manga. I think the title says everything. It's about a cannibalism restaurant. I don't know what to tell you. It's about a cannibalism restaurant where a guy essentially was super in love. Okay, here's the basic plot. A guy is super in love with his wife, and so he has a daughter with her, and his wife dies, so he basically raises his daughter. He names her Lamb. And he takes her to a restaurant where she's tortured, cooked, and eaten while alive, is basically what it is. And what really gets me is the emotional aspect and the suffering of the character as she dies. The really hard-hitting, because throughout the entire thing, she's begging for her dad to stop murdering and torturing her as he's eating her. And the big hit moment, I think, is when they slice her eyes open and they place food in it, so her dad slurps her eyes out because he's obsessed with her mom's eye color. It is the big moment. And then at the end she's left alive to suffer and be tortured because her dad only cared about her appearance physically. So now that she's disfigured and completely destroyed, her dad doesn't care about her, so she's just alive at the end of it. And that's the best I'm gonna get you, because I genuinely think if y'all are fucked up by what you've shown me tonight, you're not ready. You're not ready. But anyway, yeah. So let's end the stream before we get any more fucked up. But yeah. So I'm thinking about doing maybe a stream tomorrow. Excuse me, doing a really long one. I kind of want to do long streams on Monday, so we'll see how that goes. And then just one stream a week, but a good amount of time, just while I have the time. And so we'll see how that goes. Check out Garden of Sinners. Check out Monogatari, stuff like that, as it keeps getting released. And yeah, make sure to watch Pre-Tier. Make sure to watch Pre-Tier. But yeah, I have to piss super bad, everyone. That's my number one reason to end the stream, is I have to piss really bad. So hopefully everyone had a good time. Everyone try and get some sleep. Maybe try and get some sleep before you have to go to work. Thank you, Mactier. Thank you, Kato. Thank you, Maid. Thank you, Cisco Punch. Thanks to everyone who stopped by. Hopefully, you had a good time. If anyone doesn't have anything else to say in the final remainders of this, please don't look at the thing I told you. Please believe me. You're not. You're not there. You're not there. You're not ready. You're not going to do it. Um, but yeah, I think we're good. I think we're gonna go ahead and stream there. Look forward to hopefully Silk Song in Atelier Ellie next time. But yeah, I've been Sacrabalic, your envoy of hope. I have to pee so bad. I have to pee so bad. And yeah, bye bye. I guess. Oh shit, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong.